There it is. That's it.
W.
What would it be?
Randy said national don't let no one put you down day.
No, what you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Like me said. Randy said a Jukathon day.
Man, we about 60 years old. We done had a heart attack.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah?
I don't like that one.
Because I'm the boss of this family.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off for work.
You're cool.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruiting. I don't want to be recruiting and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
Lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate. When I meditate. I roll with God cause he never late. My sundial in denial up to Ben Franks. On the road, let's travel with a full tank. Revolutionary overture, that's too saint. I mean, that's too son. I mean, that's two saints. Like Peter, Paul, me, and you could be the new saints. Let me paint a new picture on the 16. Woolly haired black man with divine jeans. Yeah, I be rapping, but these 16's art. Cathartic, therapeutic, really who needs charts? All I need is heart, God's love and some knowledge. Acknowledge, don't acknowledge, I be good, to be honest. It's like, if you never knew my name, at least I know me. Broken chains on my brain, now I'm set free. At peace in the now, I'm complete. Cause all I ever had to do is just be. Just be. Lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate.
WIFTBPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. It's What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands.
me that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Jackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, on a Monday. Monday. Take me down some, Riis. It's a little heavy in my ears. It is Monday, September 12th. It is the day after 9/11. Still take me down some more. The day after... Come back up some now. Right about there. All right. It is the day after 9/11. And it's the day after 9/11. And I think that I was reflecting. Yesterday I didn't reflect so much because I was running around. But today, this morning, I was reflecting on 9/11, even though it's 9/12. Kind of where I was, what I was doing. I tend to do that every year around the time, but it was a little quiet today. Well, obviously at 4 o'clock in the morning it's quiet, but I was thinking about 9/11 and just the country then to the country now. And 21 years later, I think like that's literally a whole lifetime. Like literally a lifetime ago, I think what has to be one of the most I don't know. I don't know if that's the most devastating thing in American history. I gotta say, at least since Pearl Harbor, and I think it's even more devastating than Pearl Harbor, because it wasn't military. It was on the mainland. I feel like Pearl Harbor was kind of like over there. I feel like 9/11 was like whoa, and I was grown, and I was just like, man. So I had a little somber morning this morning. Just reflecting because I just remember being like, is this real? And I'll never forget watching the news, turning on the TV, and one of the buildings was on fire. And I thought it was a replay of the attack from years and years ago. And then I just remember seeing the plane go, like turn and then hit the gas and accelerate into the building. Man, that was crazy. And while I was watching it live on TV on Good Morning America, and I just remember like all day, like you know how we wasn't that far from the Sears Tower. So I could like literally see the Sears Tower from my balcony. And so all day I was just like, and man, it was a harrowing experience. And those are things like you'd be like, like in a movie, if that was to happen, you'd be like, how in the world? But man, so 21 years, remembrance, 9/11 on 9/12. I did feel like it was important. So Riis, do me a solid, right? Let's take a moment of silence for the people that perished in 9/11. All right, thank you. This is the Mace Jackson Show. I still wonder about the conspiracy theories. I do. I want to know. Like, I really do wonder still. Like, I feel like, well, anyway, we'll talk about that at some point. I don't want to disrespect nobody, but man, that was when you were just like, I didn't know what the hell to believe, but I knew I told Riis, I would tell you, Riis, Ruthie, if a recruiter would have knocked on my door though, like the day after that happened, they probably would have got me. Like, I promise you, they probably would have got me. I feel like it was a whole bunch of brothers that would have been like, and then I think about Colin Kaepernick. Right, I think about just how far the country has come or gone, or I don't know what to call it. I really don't, because we've gone so far. Like now where I remember George Bush, we all hated him, then we loved him, then we thought he was like the worst thing that could ever happen. And now here is democracy compromised at the brink. And you think like 21 years later, I'm going to tell you, I used to say Barack Obama was the catalyst to where we are, but 9/11 was. Because that set George Bush. Anyway, man, then I was just thinking like, you know how tragic and how we think about it as Americans, how terrible it was and how we could never. And then I was thinking like, wonder what the Japanese said.
Ooh.
Like, I'd be like, that be that karma you don't be thinking about? No shade. But just like, I be thinking when you do people wrong, it's going to get you. I just be like, I want to be there to see it.
Mm-mm.
What? You said?
I ain't trying to be there. But God bless America.
Oh, God bless America.
I ain't seen so many God bless America bumper stickers and magnets.
Man, and remember now it's God save. Right now, I feel like depending on where you go, we think we still in England.
Oh, because of the Queen.
Lord have mercy. I'd be like, how she get better coverage than the president?
I haven't watched TV.
Ah, well, I'm going to tell you. I did. And I'm just like, wow. I mean, just the dichotomy of thought on this is just so crazy. And it's just the epitome of perspectives.
No, it's politics.
And perspectives in it, but when you say politics, go. I'll let you take it. I'm just
saying, all these people releasing these statements, knowing how highly politicized this is.
You talking about
just everybody?
Oh, I'm talking about just the TV, like the fact that
I'm saying that it's the TV too. It's like it's one of those things where people are just doing the pomp and circumstance and have to honor what's going on. But we live in a different time in the world. Like, people ain't going. Like.
No, your people ain't going. Them white girls still want to be. They still want to be princesses.
No, they don't. Not because of the black one. She done sullied the royal lineage.
Not sullied. Not sullied. Ooh. All right. Well, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. That's my girl, Ruthie Moore. Ruthie Moore, what's going on? How you feeling today?
It's Monday. It's cold outside. So that's how we starting the Monday off.
Ah, okay.
The coldest day, I feel like, so far.
Okay, I gotta find something. Okay. It is the coldest day. And they said we got 2 days of it.
Mm-hmm. So it's just a little winter warm up. Like getting you warmed up for the winter.
Are you ready to I'm ready for I'm not ready for the winter.
No, I feel like trick-or-treating outside.
Huh? You feel? You know what they got? If you go to Menards right now, they got the stuff too. Mm-hmm. They got the digs.
Like, every day is Halloween.
They got the digs. Okay, did anybody watch Meet the Press yesterday? Okay, I'm sorry. We gotta come back to that in a minute. I forgot. Riis looking like, hello? What am I, chopped liver? What's up, DJ Riis the Real? How you feeling today on this Monday, September 12th? How you feeling, man?
I'm blessed by the best. You already know the rest. I'm feeling good, man. I'm good. It's Monday. Like I'm with Ruthie. It's Monday. Like, that's all you can really think about. Like, all right, start the week, get the week started and everything. So
well,
I've been busy lately. So yeah.
You been Riis? I thought about you yesterday.
I've been busy. I was working yesterday.
What you was doing?
So I drove from like midnight to like 11. And when I came home at like 11 a.m. My mother does a catering on Sundays now. So I'm her.
Yolanda, what you cooking?
She had some chicken and meatloaf.
I feel like I call her Yolanda because I feel like we close in age.
Oh, she prefer Yolanda anyway.
Okay.
And she hate ma'am. So yeah. So she had so I deliver her food. And then after that, like I really didn't even get. I saw the Bears losing, came home and saw they was up 19-10. It was like I missed the comeback. So yeah, but nah, that's it. I just been busy, and then I've been working on my restaurant. So I feel
your restaurant? Oh, that's right. You got a restaurant coming up on. I will. What kind of?
South.
Hold on, dog. Wait, it's outside what?
It's far south too. It's on like 150.
That ain't even in the city. That's a suburban restaurant.
Right, yeah. So,
okay, what kind of food we having?
It's a barbecue restaurant on one side, then on the other side it's a lounge bar. So you can come in and eat, have a drink.
You're gonna have
4 TVs in there.
You need to get you some video. You need to get you some you gonna have a liquor license?
Yeah.
You better get you some VGTs. I know somebody who you should talk to. Get you some
let us know. So yeah. So yeah, but other than that, man, that's about it, man. I was Obsidian yesterday.
Oh, it was nice, man. It was nice. It was the rain kind of put the damn problem.
I was just gonna say rain like crazy. Yesterday.
So yesterday it was like some places got up to 5 inches in a short amount of time. I remember. So you know how when you be in somewhere and you hear the on the roof and you be like, "What the hell is that?" And then you go outside and you be like it was like 5 torrential downpours where it was like, "Sight." You thought I was through? Sight!
Yep.
You thought I was through? Sight! But we had, Bloody Mary bar, Joe. Bloody Mary and Bloody Maria's. Shout out to all the people that came through both Saturday and Sunday to Obsidian. Shout out to the bros. Actually, they had their chapter meeting. We had our chapter meeting at Obsidian, bro. It's pretty fresh, man. We got a little technical stuff going. So when people had not their little meetings, when people have their meetings, and it's funny because I had a couple people stop by and they were like, "What y'all doing over here? There's some black people stuff." It was kind of fresh, and now that we got the fresh floors polished, it's like it'd be like you walk in, it's like glass. I'd be mad because Devin spilled something the other day. Then he spilled it. They had to redo his spot on the floor. So we're going to name that the Devin Coffee Spill spot. I saw yesterday, Tavares we was watching the Bears game and he spilled some crumbs on the floor. And I just kept seeing him with a napkin just wiping up the floors. And the floors do make you feel like you don't want to, you like, should I walk on these or not? But nah, man, it was pretty cool. It's also, I be surprised sometimes at the things that we do or don't do. Cause I thought like the Bloody Mary bar was like a regular like thing that people just know about. It was pretty like I was like, you got to put the shrimp on the stick, then you throw we had like 18 different ingredients for it. Plus I know you don't eat no pork, but man, Joe, I think somebody even had a chicken wing on theirs. Like they even had a chicken wing. One of these times, I had one time where they put a whole slider. It'd be like a slider and then all the toppings, then everything, and then you just stick it on your stick. It was good, man. It was good. It was fresh to death. Yes, and be careful of the Bloody Marias, right? Because right there, that'll have you sitting down somewhere like, well, now. Well, now the rain did ruin my outdoor because usually you can sit on outside under the canopy, but the rain was coming in and it was blowing, So it was like so much so, man, I had to leave the grass. You know, the grass grew quick, but it was so wet, I had to let it sit so it could drain out. But all things considered, rain, sleet, snow, all the TVs cracking. Yes, good time at Obsidian yesterday. If you are interested, don't forget, request an invite. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change it from invite to request your invite, and then we'll send you the details. So I'll be on the lookout for that this week because we will be catching the Bears for the remainder of the month. Yeah. All right. So look, we are locked and loaded. Let's do this. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away. Bears win. Bears win. Bears win. Bears win. Man, Joe, I feel like Debo. I was a little nervous about Debo for a little while. And the defense, hey man, defense around here hitting on mugs. Like Eberflus said, y'all gonna be on some hits. HITS. Hey Joe, they was like turnovers win the game. Riis, I'm still saying we at least 500. I refuse to. And then you saw Aaron Rodgers bow down. Shout out to Justin Jefferson, who saved my fantasy day yesterday. Yeah, it was good stuff, man. And I'm just gonna point out that so for all of the BP1 with the black people, what's in it for the black people media people that have inboxed me consistently about the fantasy football league, Riis never set it up, and I was gonna do it, but then I was like, you know what? No, I'm not. So just so y'all know, don't put it on me. I know people have been talking smack. I know they've been hitting me up. It's okay. It's okay. You know how it be. You know how it be. So
it be your own people.
I know.
I know exactly how it be.
I know. It be your own people. So but it's okay because I know everybody be slam, man. Everybody got something to do, so I'm not tripping. Plus, I got I'm gonna just be on this. The funniest thing yesterday was watching people looking at their phones in the game and watching the games because they betting. Like, man, I need some of that action. Shoot. I mean, I know y'all be hitting the apps or something, but we got to figure something out because it was just like, even the girls was betting. I'm like, I got to get my parlay. Yo, parlay? Huh? Come on, we need a touchdown. Hey, man, that Bengals game, somebody got hurt on the Bengals game. Yeah, them triple, quadruple overtime, overtime with them all them missed kicks. Woo, I wish I could have been betting the misses. Because the odds on the misses, 31 yards, 29 yards. Yeah. Hey, anyway, just so y'all know, because some of y'all like, what the hell is y'all talking about? Football is back. I'm just here to tell you. And yesterday was a great day of football.
Yeah, I'm just now doing, I actually missed week 1, so I'm just now doing my fantasy league this week. It'd be all right. It's okay. Like a week. I feel like you really didn't miss one week 1, you know. So.
Yeah, I feel like it give you advantage, though. Like now you got a sense of like who real, who ain't. So and it's like, nah, that take the fun out the. Did you draft already?
Nope.
No, see.
No, week one. Hey man, you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. You see my boy Mr. Biscuit get a win yesterday too.
He didn't get the win.
They didn't lose.
Oh no, they lost. They won. They got the win. Yeah, Mitch got the win, but Mitch only had like 115 yards, 120 yards.
Got the W,
Snitch Trubisky, man.
Money making Mitch, okay.
He's a money making snitch. All right, Mr. Maze Jackson Show. Did we get the soul plane up? Are we up 60,000 feet? All right. I told y'all the rainstorms hit the cities hard. So I just want to make sure y'all know. Y'all got to get y'all this. So can I tell you what, like yesterday? If what happened yesterday happened in Jackson, Mississippi, they would be dead they're not dead. They would have no water forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So I just want y'all to understand we got to be on top of our infrastructure. No, seriously, man. That's a big old, you got to get some pipes. What's the matter? Why you laughing? Because
It's funny.
Well, I'm just thinking about all the people that...
infrastructure is an issue in America.
Oh, well, I just want to...
issue.
I think it's an even bigger issue right now in Dixmoor, Illinois. The mayor. I think that we have a water crisis.
The roads are horrible right now. So many potholes. We going into the wintertime.
Forget that water.
The water messed up. Not to mention the lead. We just all messed up. And it's like we are one natural disaster, or we're one weather incident away from mere destruction.
Hey!
Think about it.
Come on now.
I know, gloom and doom, but think about it. If just some torrential downpours can literally like mess us up like that. Think about the impact of the snow, the heat. Like, we are literally like, every town is one thing that's out of your control away from mere destruction.
Hey, you gotta be mere destruction.
I mean, think about it. Did you see that water?
Mere destruction's not mere. It's just like mere is like
no, because everybody ain't gonna die. Just a few people gonna wash away. So that's mere.
Mere okay, I'm gonna let you get away with that, but that ain't it.
I thought but
no, mere destruction is like mere and destruction don't seem.
But people use those two all together all the time. Mere destruction.
Mere destruction.
Near destruction.
Not mere destruction. Mere is minuscule.
Well, no,
destruction.
Actually, no, that's actually what I'm trying to say. Because if you look, it really happened on the north side. So if some businesses shut down, some
Riis,
roads got messed up.
Are you greenlighting this? Do we need to get the dictionary?
So it ain't gonna mess up everybody.
That it happened up north.
Destruction don't happen everywhere. So I feel like it can be like it's because it wasn't. But I see what you're saying. It's like a
almost destroyed. Okay, destruction to me connotates.
You didn't see the water.
That's not destruction.
Are you serious? Water and it's not destruction? Like, yes,
be.
it is.
You talking about on
the north side with the storms that just happened? That was destruction. Did you see the cars?
It wasn't mere then. It was a big deal.
Did anybody die?
I don't know.
No.
But you don't have to die to be destructed. Because you could destroy a building and then nobody has to die.
Yeah, but I feel like this one, it wasn't too bad, but it could have been worse.
Okay.
That's what I feel like mere destruction. It's like, okay, this is really bad. Like, this infrastructure can't hold up. It's water spout now. People basement flooding. Restaurants. These streets are impassable. People's cars are flooded. Now they can't steal the catalytic converters from underneath them, though, because the water too high. So that might be one good thing. But other than that, on the north side, it was pretty bad. Like, people basements flooded. Like, and this happens all the time.
Okay,
and we
you're
get
right.
The little disaster
weapons of mere destruction. There you go.
What's those ones that ain't too bad? Like,
yep, in the works of have responsible for more deaths. Okay, damn. 54 words and phrases for mere destruction, simple destruction, pure destruction. Okay,
it is kind of bogus though, but I think it's a political term, probably.
Boom.
Like, we only dropped one bomb.
Sleep on the bomb. See.
Oh, he was texting.
I know.
He's actually back there playing 2K.
No. I was getting my sports report ready. I'm sorry. I was getting the report ready.
See, look at that. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Go on, man. DJ Riis, the ruler on the sports report. No, just joking. No, it's one of them Mondays for me right now, so I'm gonna be out of it by probably 7:30. But in the meantime, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show. Maze, Ruthie, and Riis will be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m. where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 AM. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Foundation and Urban Field Operations is having the first voter registration program since Harold Washington, and we need volunteers. Call Coach Al if you would like to register people to vote. Call 773-431-4664. 773-431-4664. This is Senator Ricky Henn, and register and vote.
Urban Field Operation.
Final Explosion Entertainment.
Blaze Thrift Store. Andre Smith. Eyes Associates. Midwest Coalition. This is Brother R.C. Williams from Williams Juice Service.
Marsha Fountain Images Design.
This is Daryl Smith. Keith Harris. National Black Wall Street, Chicago. Register and vote.
Hi, this is Dr. Willa Wilson. I need you to register and vote. Many people have lost their lives in order that we can have a right to vote. So please, register and vote.
Call 773-431-4664 or stop by 2946 West Madison. Register and vote.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion have to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:37 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler here on this Monday with your sports, traffic, and weather update. As we head over to sports, the Chicago Cubs will lose 4-2 to the Giants, as well as the Sox take a beating to the A's 10-3. Let's head over to football, though, as the Bears in action at home against the 49ers, down early in the first half, but will come back to beat the Niners 19-10. Let's go, Bears. Let's head over to traffic now on the Kennedy. Old head to the Loop will be 29 minutes. Outbound will be the same. On the Edens from Deerfield to the Exchange, 35 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 30. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 30 minutes. Outbound will be 39, as the Stevenson is 35 minutes from I-355 to the Dan Ryan. Outbound will be 30. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 37 minutes. 27 minutes to I-80. While the Dan Ryan is 17 minutes to the Loop, 11 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South will be 7 minutes and 8 minutes north. Today's weather, it is currently 57 and cloudy. Today will be a cold one, as the high would only be 63 with a low of 55. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Monday here on The Maze Jackson Show.
Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha, Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Dear Lord, it's me again. God's gonna turn it around. I'm calling on you. You did it before. I believe that you can do it again. Somebody calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing we need, somebody else needs you for another. Please, son, look and have mercy. Have mercy over our home, Lord. Have mercy. Have mercy. God's gonna turn it around.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. My girl Ruthie Moore in the building as well. It is about a little bit after 6:30, so y'all know how we do at that time. We welcome everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. That's right. What's up, Saints? We welcome you from WBGX 1570 AM. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. You can also catch us on the TuneIn app. Check us out every day, 6:30 to 8 a.m. That's right, 6:30 to 8 a.m. live on WBGX. That's the Big Gospel Express radio station. Now, if you are one of those people that get with us at 6 o'clock and stay till 9, you can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. That's right, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. That from 6 to 9, it is the Maze Jackson Show. Riis, switch over to the computer because I want to bring something. I want to just play a video that I saw. And I thought that it was kind of interesting. This is a little out of context and not on my paper, but I'm going to do it anyway because I want to play it. This is a clip yesterday that I thought was important for us to just take a check out. Y'all know I watch Meet the Press every week, right? Well, I try to. I want to, y'all remember Chucks and Pearls? Mm-hmm. I want to play something for y'all. All right, look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Yesterday, they did a whole interview with Vice President Kamala Harris. But one of the things, I want to just play this. And I want y'all to tell me, is it me? All right, Riis, you got the volume up. You ready to go? Let's rock and roll. This is your president. This is your vice president. Huh? Is your vice president. Here we go.
And it is important, and it is something that I take very seriously.
I want to ask you one final question, and it's a little off the beaten path, but it's about Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's more of a, here we are, the United States of America.
Yeah.
This is a capital city of one of our 50 states.
And it's tragic what's happening.
And there's no, and
it's tragic.
Look, state, city, federal, everybody's let these people down, haven't they?
Well, I've talked to the mayor, Lumumba, and the president has talked to him, and we have the governor there has declared a state of emergency. FEMA is sending.
Well, everybody's trying now. But isn't that the frustration?
Well,
now.
However, it is a Jackson, Mississippi, that is an example of why we were pushing for the infrastructure law that now is the law of the land, so that we are sending billions of dollars to places like Jackson to upgrade what is a decaying infrastructure across our country. And so help is coming because we actually came into office knowing that generations of leaders have been talking about fixing America's infrastructure and failed. And we actually got it done.
You can see my entire...
Did I miss that? Is Jackson done? Mm-hmm. And did she answer the question? Or did she pivot?
What? She pivoted.
She spun out of that. Like, there, now, I don't have... Same...
It's a horrible tragedy.
That's why we passed the infrastructure bill. And help is on the way. I just thought it was. First of all, shout out to.
It's just too political. That's why we can't get nothing done in America. That's why our infrastructure crumbling. That's one good thing about the Chinese communism is that it helped them build their infrastructure because they ain't got no choice.
They be like, wake up.
That's why it's so technologically advanced.
Oh yeah.
They will come and take your whole countryside shanty town down to build in some high speed railways.
Well, they do the same thing to black people.
Yeah, except they ain't doing high speed railways.
Right. They just fixing the potholes.
They just exactly patchwork contracts.
Man, please. And we still ain't. Just think. We just think about the burn and exchange. Like, would you hire China to fix the
yes
the Dan Ryan because they'll have it done in a month?
They gonna bring make the Uyghurs do it.
Dang. Not the
they gonna bust them up.
Fly them in.
They gonna bust the Uyghurs in to fix our infrastructure.
So we're clear. The who? No,
I'm talking about the Asian Uyghurs.
I just want you to be clear. That is a marginalized group of people in Asia that the Chinese government has marginalized and now is imprisoned and uses
based on religion, allegedly.
Just so I'm
and they in prison camps allegedly.
Did we get the letters yet though? I forgot about your letter.
From the Uyghurs?
No. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Did you see Ukraine took some of their land back? They fighting back. They using our money to get their land back. Don't that sound kind of messed up for black people? The United States is paying for other people to get their land back. We ain't got now. My mule. What would you name your mule?
My mule?
Yeah. Bessie.
Ooh.
Like, what would you name your mule?
No, I would give it like a old Confederate name or something.
Like, General Lee, let me whoop your ass.
Something.
All right. I did the Bears. Okay. So did y'all see the Tribune today? They did a blackout of Mayor Lightfoot.
What's that?
So basically, they went to talk about Mayor Lightfoot's black problem. So it's always funny to me when the white people get to write about black people and then they get to use the they and their. Right? And it's like, anyway, I'm not going to talk, but we are going to talk about Mayor Lightfoot's black issue because, because Rod Sawyer called her super black. But I was just thinking, Riis, Ruthie, we are going to play a very crucial role in this mayor's race, whether anybody wants to believe it or not. Just because black people, the black vote is going to be so tremendously important. That's why I probably need to call Mike Burry Solutions Mike and put our math strategy together. I'm going to talk about it a little bit later, but the Tribune did a story about Mayor Lightfoot and the fact that she needs the black community to win. But can she get it? And then they got into this whole debate about the black community being a monolith and all this stuff. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But I did think it was interesting. The Tribunes, when people burn their drawers with you? And then they got to go find some help. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. It's really funny. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Safety Act concerns, legit or not? I've been seeing that meme talking about everybody is getting out of jail. That thing that's been circulating everywhere, text messages.
Mm-hmm. So once the law crossed, even if you in jail, they're letting you out too.
No, you're not. No,
okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Riis,
That's
not.
And
I think one of the craziest things is this thing is really turning into. So I don't know if you've seen this. This meme right here. Have you seen this?
Mm-hmm.
This one. I don't know if y'all have seen it. I'm gonna just open it up. I'm going to see if I can show it to y'all on the camera. This one that everybody is all up in arms about. And it says that Illinois non-detainable offenses beginning January 1, 2023, aggravated battery, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing, arson, burglary, drug-induced homicide, intimidation, kidnapping, robbery, second-degree murder, threatening a public official. I think that these are all crimes. I don't think it means you just get out. I think that the judge has discretion on what your bail is or whether to sentence you. I don't think it's they just let you go. You killed somebody or you did aggravated murder and you can get to go out. Now, what I do want to do, we got to call Maria Munoz and we got to get Sharon Mitchell on so we can get it from his perspective. I think is what we need to do, and we need to get some law enforcement, right? Because I think this is a tremendous propaganda tool. But I'm going to tell you, this mug is everywhere. Like, it is everywhere. And the funny thing is, black people's reaction is like, let me out. Like, black people ain't like, oh, well, give us more crime. And it's really funny because this whole criminal justice reform thing is very nuanced, right? Because if I read that list, I'd be like, this ain't right. This is not right. It's hot in here.
With it, I was thinking the same thing. But look at Ruthie.
Y'all tripping. It ain't
I
hot.
promise y'all thinking the same thing as hot, but I know Ruthie, so I was gonna tough it out for Ruthie, man.
Y'all can do what y'all need to do. I'm prepared.
But I'm with you though. But I think they should. Is it you innocent until proven guilty? So
I think the thing that we got to remember is that the criminal justice system has been a certain way for a long, long time. So one safety act ain't finna right
Stop Negroes
historical
getting from getting
wrongs,
shot.
but it's kind of like in order, like, how else can you rewrite history, so to speak?
Or maybe this law was made for us.
But it just seems extreme. But think about how it was extreme the way we was disproportionately also locked up. So in order to counter those measures, the countermeasures also got to be extreme. But we just living in a highly politicized time where crime is the number one issue. So anything that is seen as soft on crime, it's not going to go over well. Even though the whole act is like hundreds of pages, and they done bubbled it down to a meme. And that is the current state of America. A meme.
See, I'm just telling y'all, man. I done seen some of everything. Black people circulating.
But people had these same reactions when they first started talking about cannabis.
And they had the same reaction.
Oh, they gonna let the black, I'm scared.
So then, Ruthie, though, how do we then justify like the 13-year-old getting shot yesterday still in the car?
There's no justification. And I think that when we try to correlate those two things together, that's where we get into the nuance where you have to have the discussion and you can't just pick a side and make your argument. It has to be like nuance. It got to be give and take on both sides. But literally, like, one act is not going to historically right the wrongs. And that's what the attempt is. And it has to be extreme. Okay. But it just ain't going over well because of the current state of crime and how everybody is like law and order, and it's either you're soft on crime or you're tough on crime. They don't let you be in the middle in politics. Ain't no middle ground for crime in politics. Viewpoints are super extreme nowadays. Either you're for abortion, you against abortion. You for gun rights, you against gun rights. You believe that the buses should be coming up here, or you don't believe that the buses should be coming up here. But politicians got to try to play the middle road.
I think they should stop at Cairo. They could come up there. They just gotta they gotta go to like Taylorville, right? Because you see what the mayor doing. The mayor taking them in and she's shipping and the mayor's doing the Greg Abbott to her neighbors. You saw the mayor, the buses done arrived and the mayor done started shipping them over to suburban neighborhoods. But what I didn't realize was that the suburban neighborhoods have been housing other immigrants too, the same hotels. So like when the Afghans came, they went to that hotel. Right? So the state done tricked out the hotel, but they didn't tell us nothing. And if we would have known, Ruthie, I saw some of the people getting off the buses too. I'm scared them 13 finna be in Illinois. Straight up. You laughing. They do not.
I'm
Ruthie.
I'm with you.
It's like, I feel like Scarface is happening to us right now. And now it makes me think about that machete robbery and that machete. You know why you rob somebody with a machete? Because you can't get a gun. In Illinois, and then you ain't got the connect yet. Then remember when they found that man piano wire tied up and chopped up over by Fort City? Them ain't been regular Chicago joints. I'm just telling you, when you look, I don't even want to be fear-mongering or anything, but I do feel like they focus on showing us the pictures of like the guy with his baby, etc. But who else came in the thing? Because to survive, to make it all the way through that, you got to be on something.
Okay, so who is Jim Durkin?
Jim Durkin is the House Republican leader. Okay,
so looking in his commentary about the Safety Act, and he doing he talking about the cartels. So he like, okay, y'all already know we all scared of the blacks, but what about the cartels? So I think every single aspect of why this shouldn't happen is going to be exploited for political gain. Is some of
that
it
could
merited?
Be some of our good. That could be to our benefit though.
But
the
it's
cartels.
But I'm saying they're going to point to every group. Like they already got the blacks on lock. We know we already scared of the blacks. We ain't even got to put the blacks in the paper. because we already know. But if we can specifically point out groups that we are fearful of, it'll help. But I just cannot help but recognize the political nature of this, and so I don't even really know what to believe. I'm not even gonna lie, Maze. I don't even know what to believe because it's both sides make good arguments. It sound good.
Jail ain't work for us, but I don't know, man. It just seemed kind of crazy. All right, let's go to the live line. Phone lines are open. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Caller, what's up? Hello? Hola, hola, eh. Caller, you on the line. Hola, hola, eh.
Yo.
Uh-oh. Jake!
Yo.
Hold on. Let me do it. Good morning. This is the Maze Jackson Show, where the thoughts and opinions of our callers are not necessarily the viewpoints of Maze Jackson, Ruthie Moore, DJ Riis the Ruler, or What's in it for the Black People Media. The thoughts and opinions of the callers are theirs and theirs alone. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the Maze Jackson Show. Jacob Israel calling us all the way from the H-Town. What's up, via the east side? What's up, Femo?
That's right. Hey, man, I've seen that same interview, Meet the Press, yesterday. And like Ruthie was saying, all this is politicized. So when they were sitting down, what Chuck was talking to her about immigration, did you see how she was talking about they fleeing and it's a problem? They're running from poverty situations and this and that and this and that. And NBC go to the break. Boom. All right, they go to the break. They come back from the break. They had a round table, right? They got the black lady first with the, you know what I mean? And then they don't even talk about it. They didn't even talk about it. They went straight to talking about they brought up about abortion and you know and the Democratic take was like they don't see why people don't think it's going to be an issue, but they left the immigration piece alone. But did you see what she said,
man? You know I already done played the Kamala crying at the border. Yeah, I might come back with that. Goodness. I might come back with that. I got the I might have to come back with that one. And it'd be like, I don't even got to say nothing. I just let the people say it and let you watch it. I ain't got to say it and let you just watch it.
I just was astounded, bro. I was just like, I was waiting to see what their response was going to be. And they didn't even talk about it. All right, man. Shalom.
All right, that is Jake all the way from... Look, we got them waking up. Hey, man. See, I got the brothers watching Meet the Press. I feel it way. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Jake was probably watching it already. But anyway, yo. That Meet the Press interview with Madam Vice President, y'all, I'm just telling you. For everybody that Chuck and Pearl does, Ruthie, it was a hard interview to watch at some points. It really was. And then 13-year-old shot while trying to steal a car by a 26-year-old whose car he was trying to steal. Here's what I feel like. I might have felt a different way if it was the police shooting somebody. But if I came downstairs and you in my car, Joe, Femo, right? Like, and then they recovered a gun from the 26-year-old and recovered a gun from the 13-year-old. What you supposed to do? You come downstairs, somebody in your car, do you say, what, you look too young, go ahead and steal it? Or do you say, get out of my car, what do you do? I don't know. But at least it wasn't the police. You know what I'm saying? Riis, you shooting somebody in your car, you come downstairs, somebody in your car, you like, take it, just don't bring it back?
Yeah, I'm giving them gas money.
Yeah, I actually think like right now I'll probably be like, go ahead and take it, just don't bring it back. That was just a joke. That was just a joke. State Farm.
State Farm. State Farm.
That was just a joke. That was just a joke. Jake, how about Alvin said that's Jake and he ain't from State Farm? That was funny. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I think that is all my headlines. I saw a couple things and I think I'm gonna merge them together. But this is what I am gonna do, Riis. I'm gonna have you, dang Sly like kill them all. Riis, do me a favor. Hit the button because I want to ask my question.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Should black people be a monolith? again, should black people be a monolith? And I have a kind of a specific reason for asking the question. I just happened to read that spread in the Tribune about the black story in the Tribune about the black people running for mayor. And one of the things that I saw mentioned in the article numerous times, or at least a couple times, was black people are not a monolith. Black people are not a monolith. And I often hear that in the realm of politics, which to some extent I agree, but not necessarily. And so I want to ask, should black people in politics be a monolith? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Now, let me put this in perspective. Monolith is a fancy word for block. Right? Monolith in my mind is we move as a unit, as a group, a block. When they say using black people are not a monolith, it is often in reference to politics and in reference to proving their viability to white people. So when I hear the words black people are not a monolith, I often hear it from black people trying to justify why white people should vote for them, why they're the special candidate. It's almost like I'm special. I'm a special kind of Negro. So when you go to white people and you are presenting your viability and you are not the for all intents and purposes, Reverend Wilson, Dr. Wilson, the enlightened black wants to not be they want to use the association of black, but they want to delineate themselves as special within that realm of blackness. Have you ever heard the Italians say, we do not vote as a monolith? Have you ever heard the Latinos say, we don't vote as a monolith, whether we know it or not? So the first thing I think when I hear we are not a monolith, which is true, I only think I hear it when black people are using it to describe themselves to white people, or justifying why they're special amongst black people. Now, I would say that there is a class of us. There are classes of us of which some would like to be distinct within that class or classification. And in the next hour, we're going to talk about those distinctions and those classes and those groups and why we got to upset that table as well. But should we black people be a monolith? I would argue that we shouldn't be a monolith in the primary. But in the general, in the runoff, our power lies in being a monolith. And I would tell you that the other group that's in our group, the people that purport to not be a monolith, in the general, are betting against you to make you be their subjects. Right? So who do you hear saying black people are not a monolith? Like, realistically. It is generally somebody trying to justify why white people should vote for them. So that when you go in and you say to a white person, when you're trying to get money, resources, or power from them, you are saying, when they say, how you going to be Dr. Wilson? Well, black people aren't a monolith. There are black people that see through, right? And so I want to talk about this because I think we got two bites at the apple. I think in the primary, I think that there is going to be a black candidate that emerges and a white candidate that emerges up until the runoff. I don't know, and we'll talk about this a little bit more in the next hour, that candidate necessarily becomes Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Right? But in the event that whoever it is emerges from the black community, and I'm holding my nose, I'm holding my breath of who that would be. But then do we, and I guess in the case of Mayor Lightfoot, I might be like, okay, I gotta not be a monolith. But I gotta ask you, is there a benefit to us being a monolith? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. But let me do this. I see you up there. I want to open up the phone lines, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Should black people be a monolith? We're going to talk about it when we come back. I'll take your calls, and then I want to get into a little bit more about who will be the emerging black candidate. Because right now, that's up for grabs. And part of the emerging black candidate is the all versus the us. And I want to talk about it because there are people that are making their strategy everything but us, or making their strategy. Right now, we are in a more the merrier situation. Now, every black person that gets into the race puts the mayor in a bad space, a worse space. Because we know that white people, when given the opportunity, will vote as a monolith against a black person. Doubt me? Pay attention to what happens in the outcome of this race. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
This is Monster Jam, the official Monster Truck Series. Witness the world's best drivers competing in your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Be part of the action. Let's hear it! Make some noise! Brought to you by Great Clips. Get your savings coupon for participating Great Clip salons and save 20% on select tickets. See savings coupon for restrictions and details. Coming to Allstate Arena September 16th through 18th.
Carry the weight for love, kept it moving, ain't never look back. mission, I'm legit. I've been on the move, make it do what it do. Ain't got nothing to prove. Redefining the cool, hey. I don't keep my trauma, all my feelings in a bottle. Take a shot, no drama, just want you to know what I know. It don't last forever, promise it gets better. You've been through the biggest storm, but you can change the weather. Been under pressure, you know my name. Whenever the heat comes, I put out the flame. It made me a diamond. It made me a diamond. It made me a diamond. You know my name. Sparkle, sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle. Focus on your mission and get to your bag. Get to your bag. Look for the mission you got. And lazy you get it, your haters get mad. Focus on your mission and get to your bag. Get to your bag. Push your mission you got.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For the black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this is a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve them.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, in the building, plus my man, DJ Riis, the ruler, on the ones and twos. And I'm asking the social media question of the day. Should black people be a monolith? I was talking about the premise of black people often, in trying to sell themselves to white folks, say black people don't vote in a monolith. And I almost feel like it's almost a way of saying I'm a special Negro. Now, do we have special groups and stuff like that? But should you walk around telling white folks, we're not a monolith? Like, because I feel like it almost waters us down. Like, it's like we don't stick together. Like, that's not something that is a marketable thing, but it is saying that, to me, in a way, I am special from other people. And I think it furthers a narrative that allows them to keep us divided. Now, am I smart enough to recognize that we don't always vote the same way? Like, if you look at it, seniors vote a certain way, our generation votes a certain way, etc. Now, sometimes those come into alignment, sometimes they don't. But I don't know that it's marketable, because if I want to back a candidate, I do want him to be able to mobilize all the black people. Because if I'm going to put in from my group, you better be able to get all your people. But I am curious to know, should we be a monolith? Ruthie, do you think we should be a monolith? Or how do we play this?
I think black people have to be purposefully monolithic because there are so many things that drive wedges in between us. And I think part of it is our lack of institutions, because other groups have institutions, whereas it just makes being a monolith look natural, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But because our institutions are in such disarray, we have to do more purposeful monolithic things, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. I do. Let's go to the live line. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. What does it mean when somebody tells you we're not monolithic? Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Ruthie. Good morning, Riis. Good morning, family. What's happening?
Go Falcons. Oh, they blew it. Oh, my bad. What's up, man? What's up, Devo? How you feeling, bro?
Go Cowboys, man. How about that? Hey, bear down. See?
Hey, but you know, TB12 is my boy, too. That's all right. I ain't mad. TB12, that's my guy, too.
Hey, man. Hey, y'all. Hey, fantastic meeting this weekend. I think we do need to be a monolith. One of the 48 laws of power is think how you want, but act as the group. So I think, especially when you talk about, people, because words put symbols in our minds. So when you say, man, I'm not a monolith, I'm not this, that's literally you trying to say, yeah, I'm above them, I'm not like them. Until you have your still OJ moment, and then now you want protection from the group. So I think, like Ruthie, again, I'm agreeing with Ruthie on this one. Be intentional about us working together. I think just us having more of these conversations, learning how to read and to count, I think all of that contributes to, hey, man, we really need to start thinking, just be on code. I think this is what this is. People just gotta be on code. And when you go up in there saying, oh, I'm not like Ruthie or I'm not like Riis, then you off code and you bogus. And people, the group then has to hold you accountable for that, because you're hurting our progress when you work against us as a group. Think how you want, like we said at the meeting. It doesn't matter how we arrive once we get there together. Once we get in the meeting space, it doesn't matter how we arrive, as long as we thinking black first. Doesn't matter. And that's it right there. Doesn't matter how you got there. Doesn't matter how many degrees you got. It doesn't matter where you grew up. It doesn't matter. As long as you thinking black first, let's go to work and make it happen. So, yeah, bro, I think we just need to check people who think like that. It's like we need to make I'm not a monolith as offensive as people of color.
I think it's as simple as look like me, look like us, but think like them. Look like them, but think like us. Right? I feel like in our room, we all have different space. But I think when you run outside and be like, I'm not them, is when there's an issue. I don't think it's really an issue to be like, man, but when the group is over here and you like, none of your self-interest, and I do recognize in politics, that you got to get to the top of the pile. But I almost feel like when you say we're not a monolith, there's a group of people that you feel within your community are left behindable, that you're okay with not trying to build to. And I just feel like it's a weird space. Like, I love that. I don't like white people writing it. Like, I love the fact if there was a place for us to share and exchange our ideas and then come up with something. But when we go to white folks, what that does is they start trying to pick us off. They start coming into the community and coming to black people and saying, and I think this whole not monolith is why we got 12 candidates in the race, because everybody got their own segment that they trying to pull apart from us moving forward to a group. Go ahead, I'll let you close.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think that again, it's a space, it's a safe space for us in all of these different groups to convene and communicate. See, when I feel like I can leave you behind, it's because I don't know you. And like I was just talking to some people this weekend, the warriors operate in a certain space. The intellects, they operate in a certain space. And then when there's a gap in between that, that's where people got the opportunity to come and keep us separated. But if we're having a conversation and we building and we understanding each other's goals and objectives, and we start agreeing on stuff, when that gap closes so you can't get nothing in between there, that's when we can hit you upside the head, man. And that's why you have to show up and have these and build. That's why you have to build your infrastructure. It's airtight. It's watertight. No leaks. Everybody on the same page. So you damn right we are a monolith. Because when you run into that glacier, when you run into that mountain, it's over with.
There it is. That is my man Devo. Always with the good call, Devin Gordine, president of BP1. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I was asking about black people as a monolith, really because I saw this headline today. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up for you. I saw this headline and it really jumped off the page to me. And the headline was that Mayor Lightfoot is the mayor is positioning herself, saying that the destiny of Black Chicago is in her hands. And Ruthie, I don't know if I'm there yet. Riis, I'm going to need you to find my girl, because let's back up. Today's story in Chicago Tribune, the headline, the front page is the destiny of Black Chicago. The mayor says that the destiny, I can't find it now. The destiny of Black Chicago is in her hands. She has been running around for the last month as Alderman Rod Sawyer says, trying to make herself super black. Here it is right here. I'm going to post it up real quick so y'all can see it. It's going to be on, y'all see it at the bottom of Ruthie's screen. But the headline says, Mayor Lightfoot says destiny of Black Chicago is at stake in the 2023 election. But can she win their votes? First of all, can I just say, who said that? Does that sound familiar at all? Did I not say that this is the most important election in the history of Black Chicago going forward? These next two elections. I really feel like they be stealing my stuff. I ain't gonna even lie. Like, I really do. No, I'm saying, remember when the mayor started attacking old boy? Anyway, I'm gonna stop. I just told y'all though, that have I not said that this election, this one, would be the most important election for the future of black people in Chicago, because the next time we come around, Sanctuary City, the right for undocumented immigrants to vote, all of that is coming around. But remember, prior to this same mayor is the person that's led the fight for us to be a sanctuary city. She removed citizen from everything. She has told us she has done more for Black Chicago than Harold Washington, then went out and dogged Mayor Eugene Sawyer. Regardless of what you say about what you felt about the racist mob that he joined, Mayor Sawyer completed Harold Washington's objectives. Mayor Sawyer made more black millionaires than Harold Washington did. Real talk. Remember, Mayor Washington spent his whole first term fighting, so he couldn't get nothing done. Now, I'm not saying that to diss, but don't diss our black history. Remember when she told the kids to move around? Remember when it was COVID? And they was like, "Oh, is that the mayor? Move around." Do y'all remember, like, the future of the destiny of Black Chicago when the trucks went up? Does anybody remember the bridges going? Like, that's why I have this. Like, okay, is this okay? Like, do you get to do this? Like, is this what you mean, gas?
Who gonna check me, boo? Yes, that you can do exactly that.
Is this what you mean by gas? Is this gaslighting?
Yes.
I feel like I am being gaslit reading this.
It's propaganda.
Reese, play the damn commercial. Play it.
And I watched that video. Now, this case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter is handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very competent and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Because the COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this?
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up.
You have the wrong place! You got the wrong house! You got the wrong house!
We will and we must continue to say her name.
Reese, switch over. Because I be feeling like y'all, Ruthie, I truly feel like gaslit. Like, gaslit. You got give me the computer. You ready? The destiny of Black Chicago. The destiny? Does anybody remember this? Do you remember this? Okay, I just got it.
You want to take this virus back to your house and get your mama sick? Let's move on.
Hey, all that over 20, y'all that need to find a screw. You talk about go home, you go home.
Who's gonna check me, boo? Who's gonna check me, boo? What you talking? Sound like he checking.
Well, we know who can do the checking. Hold on. Because I just feel like, is this like, I mean,
can't nobody roast you like a black person.
Like,
your little boy.
The mayor too. Yeah, he only can't the mayor.
Who does that? Hey, but you see the little boy on the fence with the rubber gloves on?
Just right. And he ready.
He had his mask. He did everything he was supposed to do.
I can who, right?
They like mismatch rubber gloves. That's so funny.
I'm just saying, yo.
What a moment in time.
Okay, let me just give you one more. Hold on. Before you got me up, Reese. I might have an ad. Hold on. Take me down on the ad. I'll tell you when we're ready to come back. Cause Reese, I just feel like, man, it's like y'all. So I gotta I'm playing these clips because I got a question that I gotta ask. Ready? Let's come on, Reese. Bring it up.
And I don't fault them at all to be able to control this. But I know that we asked our faith base yesterday.
Destiny of Black
Chicago.
Chicago.
Stand at the front line between police and looters and rioters. And I am simply not comfortable telling my churches, those people, to be the intermediary in the middle of a riot that's citywide. We need something better because right now we only have 370 whatever National Guards on standby. Half our neighborhoods are already obliterated. It's too late. We have to come up with a better plan because my fear is once they're done looting and rioting and whatever's going to happen tonight, God help us, what happens when they start going after residents, going into the neighborhoods?
Which happened?
Trying to break down people's doors so they think they got something. Or, we know.
They be getting us, y'all. They be getting us. Like, they be like, Hold on. I'll tell you when, Reese. We'll be back in about 8, 7, 6. Skip. Let's go.
Here to antagonize and incite, and you've got them all pumped today, they're not going to go to bed at 8 o'clock. They're going to turn their focus in the neighborhood. I've got gangbangers with AK-47s walking around right now, just waiting to settle some scores. What are we going to do, and what do we tell our residents other than good faith people stand up? It's not going to be enough.
Thank you, Alderman. Next question.
Well, no, I want an answer. You commented on everybody. I want an answer. It's not something you ignore. This is a question that I have.
If you think we
no offense, fuck you. Who are you to tell me I'm full of shit?
If you think we were not ready and we stood by and let the neighborhood go up, there's nothing intelligent that I can say to you.
Well, maybe you should come out and see what's going on.
One of the stupidest things I have ever heard. I understand you want to preen. I understand that you think that you...
Mayor, you need to check your fucking right now. No. You need to check.
I just want to point out Alderman Sawyer was the person trying to protect them at that point. Right? So, I got to start there. And then, did you hug me?
Because...
Who checking her?
The things that... it was gaslighting.
He was gaslighting her?
No, she was gaslighting him by saying you are full of peep. That is absolutely not happening when literally with my own eyes, I saw it. So those two, that is a contradiction. So if she can say like, no, this was not happening, but we know it was, like I wasn't the only, we all know it was. So that's exactly why that article can stand and why that's not considered to be poor journalism. And that's why I got so much respect for Alderman Ray Lopez, because when the stuff hit the fan, can't nobody say he didn't speak up and didn't have the citizens' backs. And when I say the citizens, I'm talking about the non-criminal elements that was reigning supreme within our communities. So can't nobody say too many bad things about Ray Lopez to me, because he is not a gaslighter. He's a straight shooter. He don't let politics get in the way of him saying what he needs to say on behalf of the constituents that he serves. And I can appreciate that.
Especially considering that so many other people will be like, what are you talking about?
They will go along with it. And it's just like, no, I saw this with my own eyes. Like, what are you talking about, Madam Mayor? I told y'all, Lori Lightfoot thinks she Harriet Tubman. That's why that article is written.
What you mean she thinks she Harriet Tubman? She thinks she Harriet Ruthie?
Yes, I said that.
Are you gaslighting me?
No, she thinks she Harriet Tubman. After she compared the fugitive slave law to an abortion, I said, okay, she thinks she Harriet Tubman. And right there, you see that? Mayor Lightfoot says the destiny of Black Chicago is at stake. And she the one to take us to the promised land.
No, that's me. So, okay.
And there's nothing that we can do about it. Who gonna check me, boo?
So I want to talk about this. And I want to talk about this in a power conversation. First thing I want to do is I want to talk about, and we're going to do this when we come back. Also, can we open up the phone lines? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Is Mayor Lightfoot, is the destiny of Black Chicago in the hands of Mayor Lightfoot?
Yeah, because we put it there. I told y'all, the path to victory for Mayor Lightfoot was going to be through the Black aldermen, through the Black community, because the aldermen are the gatekeepers to the communities, sadly, for the most part.
I disagree. Well, I say they purport to be. So this is one of the things I want to talk about when we come back, because I think that there's been a lot of posturing,
gaslighting
by elected officials that purport to be the decision makers. Like, I think the mayor thinks that the aldermen are the path through, but the alderman is kind of like, it's not.
At what point is it propaganda?
It's propaganda now.
Like, at what point is this stuff propaganda? And I told you earlier, I don't know what's real and what ain't real. Because each side can present an argument, use data to back up their points, and it sound good. Like, you can't even read the news. Like, come on now.
The question that you got to understand that, and this whole article, just like the sourcing, the whole just everything. I was just like, for real.
The destiny of black Chicagoans is at stake, and we gonna
and Lori Lightfoot, move along, Lori, is who y'all gonna put y'all faith in. Move along. You want your mom, and then she said your mamas. Do you know any black people that talk like that? You want your mama?
Okay, so in her defense, the park was closed. She was just saying, like, moving around. They was supposed to be in the house, though. It was in the middle of, like, COVID when you saw him with how he playing basketball in them rubber gloves. Because he know he wasn't supposed to be out there.
His mama said, get out my house.
She was right by saying, you want to take that home to your mama? She was right, so I ain't going to even stun on her.
I am. Move around. Hey, babies, I tell you, when this first thing happened, it was the lack of compassion. It was the abruptness of move on. Like, she shooed them.
Oh, my goodness. Now, and if she would have had the police take him, you would have had a problem with
I wouldn't even. First of all, who was your advance? Like, who was your advance that was like, okay,
it was a setup. It's people, okay, we got this news camera here. We about to show Mayor Lightfoot enforcing the rule. Right?
It looked good until you talk about the destiny of black Chicago.
It looked good until the boy tell you to shut your bald head ass up. She wasn't expecting that. She thought they was just gonna go. So it kind of backfired. Like,
she probably had them.
She should have knew when she saw him.
She probably had the police
fence.
take him around the back and whoop him.
He was chilling like.
You see what?
You gonna check me, boo?
This my part. My mama told me I gotta go outside.
She wasn't expecting that.
That's because you know why she wasn't expecting. You know why she wasn't expecting it?
Why?
Because she don't be talking to no black people. It's the Maze Jackson Show. When we come back, we're gonna talk about this. Give us a call 872-259-7474. Who is the top black candidate in the mayor's race? I want to do some analysis. I want to break them down tier 1, tier 2. Then I want to talk about resources. Then I want to talk about the constituencies. Like, who's got who and what and where and why and how. And I think, y'all, if there's going to be a paradigm shift, then I think we need to shake it all up. Right?
As in,
no,
burn it down?
Nope. I'm not talking about burning it down because I want to occupy the institutions. I don't want to have all the buildings burnt down.
Got to be destroyed.
I think you can kill the people. You can destroy the people inside the buildings, keep the buildings, and reoccupy them. And I'm going to talk about this because I think that just like our political infrastructure is coming apart or not coming apart, is in a space to be redeemed, I think we've got to start changing who the quote unquote gatekeepers are and have been, and not allow the same people to be speaking for us who have spoken thus far and got us to the place where we are. Like, following the past, like, I can't do nothing about the past, but I'll be damned if I'm going to relive the past in my future. And so I think we've got to look at who are positioning themselves as the players, who are the constituencies, and if these people are going against the will of, like, there is a reward often for being against your people because you've rationalized in your head that you are what's good for us, but that process has gotten us to where we are. Like, it makes sense one time until you recognize that it becomes the way that you do business, trading on the backs of people. And then if you teach another generation to screw over people because of who's expendable or who, I'm tired of talking to black folks that just try to decide which. Let me say this. The people that was picking for black people for the last 20 years ain't picking the next group of people. I'm just telling you. You ain't picking the next group. So if they ain't with us, then they ain't going. Because the reality is there has been a group of people in our community that have have been a beneficiary of the resources, and that mantle we got to start thinking about who are going to be the people that represent us in the highest spaces. Because I don't know that it has worked out for us at this point. So whether it's business, politics, and we'll talk about these constituencies, because I also think that as I'm watching and I'm seeing, there's nobody black that, even as people are trying to shepherd us to the mayor or to these, who has asked the mayor any tough questions? Black. Like, as we see all of these people running around here now trying to talk about, so has anybody black that's sending me an invite asked anything about Anjanette Young and what's the game plan? I understand that the mayor spread some money around, and so she's trying to buy the next generation, but them people can't move no people. Like, what they get, the benefit for them is that we don't never put them in a space where they got to show and prove, right? Ron was on the point where y'all better get some of these votes, and when y'all couldn't do it, he left. Right? When he realized that the black people that he thought was the marshals of the black people couldn't get them past that polling, that it was nothing that they could do, because really most of the people that get the benefits really don't control black people. They just position themselves in a space, and because you don't know who they are or what they do, they get away with it because nobody says nothing. Well,
Maze, I don't think there's any redemption in that system. It has to be rebuilt.
I'm okay with that. I'm just not gonna burn the buildings. The people inside of them, we can cook them. They can get cooked.
See, but it's not a physical burning. It's really more so. It's symbolic. Like, you can't redeem something that was built like the way that it was built. Like,
I'm with you on that.
Like, literally, like, the whole system has been built on these gatekeepers throwing out crumbs. And it goes back to capitalism, and I understand why people become gatekeepers, because they trying to eat, and they trying to eat good, and they want their people to eat, and they want their people to eat good. So I understand it, and I feel like capitalism is really the root of the problem.
Well, I'm gonna let you work on that part. What I'm gonna do, because what I've come to the recognition is that I probably won't see the real true fruits of my labor or the benefits. But what I am gonna do is make sure that I'm not walking back in the same room. It ain't finna be the same way. And so if you have built your business on trading us, right? And if the compromise is always black people, right? Even when we're righteous, even when you know somebody telling the truth, hey man, I'm not for that no more. So, like, I see all of these people positioning themselves, right? I see all the emails. I see everybody trying to get, because the bet is you want to be with the person so that you can be. Oftentimes, our leadership is betting against the people that have been put in gatekeeper spots, are betting against us. They're not advocating for us. They are advocating for themselves. Ask yourselves, what has been the outcome? If you talk around and you see, if the answer is always you straight at the end of the deal with nobody else, like, when you telling me to get with you telling me to get with the mayor, and the only people I see straight is you and your crew, and you ain't passed, and you ain't making nobody else straight. Nah, fam, you don't get that pass. She better win.
But see, the problem with the model is that those people supposed to look out for everybody else,
right?
But it does not work like that. Like, it don't trickle down the way that it's supposed to trickle. So I could see it working if it worked that way, but it doesn't.
And I'm saying, I'm gonna go back to the line that Jay-Z had. They done effed around and gave the right people money. You got to F around and get the right people. Like, again, I'm gonna tell you, if you look around and you look at our black business class that's purporting to be the black business class, the people that, who they put on, who's benefited. Like, if you got the ear of the mayor, who you put on? If you are the person that we supposed to talk to for the mayor, well, let me see the outcomes. Let me see the results. And if you ain't had none, like there are people who can say, man, you might not like such and such, but has it gotten outside of the same 20 people? It's the same 20 people, We breaking that up, fam. That's not going to happen again. And I'll spend a lot of time making sure that it's not. When have we ever as black people operated in a position of power? Right? So they trading on blackness, but y'all lining out which Negroes can be black?
But I think we be having power. It just does not yield. the field does not yield.
No, because the people
symbolic.
I think that there's power, but I think the people who have power feel like, and I don't even say power, resources, feel like they are the answer.
Resources as in like monetary resources?
Monetary access, all of that. They feel like they are like your job as the gatekeeper is to distribute. They feel like their job as the gatekeeper is to keep, to distribute to themselves. 100%. So they self-wealth. And my thing is, you're supposed to self-wealth and pass on. If I look around you and I don't see nobody, who is eating with you? Who's with you? Who you got on your tab? Who you carrying? Right? Like, who do you have? And I would say that we have created a space where people have convinced themselves that they are what's best for black people and they know what's best for black people without ever talking to black people. We're talking to a small group that, again, wields the power in their benefit, and our benefit is supposed to be them. Thank God we got you. You made it, and so we'll all watch you make it and hope that it falls down on us.
But you know what? Really, like, I think this goes back to our lack of institutions. Because when they control our institutions, it makes it easier for those gatekeepers to be put into positions with this perceived power. And so it's one of those things where if we really gonna break up the shebang bang, we gotta look within our institutions and recognize the cracks in our institutions and how money is being funneled out of our community through our basic institutions.
All right, I'm with you on that. Let's go to the live line. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up, caller?
Oh, you ever had a woman get mad at you and then you don't know why she's mad, but she thinks you should have known what she had on her mind? Well, this is one of the things we do with our politicians. We put them in office thinking they know what's on our mind. Now, you're a lobbyist. You know that when you go to talk to a politician, you come there with a program. You tell him what it is you expect him to do. This is the one thing we as black people don't do. We sit back and think that because the politician's black, he knows what's on our mind. And that's one of the fallacies I'm dealing with our politicians. We have to tell them what we expect of them and hold them to it. And when you start this new program, you have to start getting organized. And you said something the other day after the election about you realize what polling does. Poll the consensus, get a consensus. Use that to talk with your politicians and let them know what they're expected to do once they get in office. And hold them to it. And if they don't do it, bring their ass out of there. And as far as Lightfoot is concerned, the black community is not her avenue back in office. Not if I had anything to do with it.
Wait, you not supporting Mayor Lightfoot? You not supporting Mayor Lightfoot?
No, I'm not supporting.
Why not?
She didn't support me.
Okay.
Well, I support them and support me.
She would say that she's done more for black people than Harold Washington.
Well, if she did, I ain't seen it. So show me what you did. You can tell me. Donald Trump said he did more for black people than everybody else too. I ain't seen that either. So talk is cheap. Our situation is pitiful. Health care and all that stuff. She ain't contributed none of that.
So let me ask you, how much money do you think we should allocate from our city budget? Because we do have a humanitarian crisis. We have a lot of people arriving on buses. We're over 300, Ruthie. Now we started at 50 something. We're over 300. I
don't think we should get one damn penny.
Wait, seriously? But what about these people coming from these countries where they have been? I mean, the governor of Texas, they have come all across Mexico to make it to the border so that they can live the American dream. And then Governor Abbott treats them like chattel slavery and sends them on buses to sanctuary cities. We got to do something, caller. What do we do to take care of these people?
Put them on the buses so they back to Texas. Dude, I tell you what, as far as like with Biden, he didn't have any problem sending the Haitians back to Haiti as soon as they crossed the border. He ought to be doing that with those Venezuelans, Guatemalans, whoever. When they cross the border, put them on the plane, get their ass out of here. You ain't got to put up with them. They showed them with the way they treated the Haitians.
Woo, y'all harsh. Y'all harsh. These are human beings, man. They are we should see the same thing that we saw in slavery. Like, we as black people who have been enslaved and our ancestors were enslaved, we of all people should understand what is going on with these immigrants or migrants. And I just feel like, don't you think we should contribute something?
I do understand. Send their ass back home.
Y'all tough audience, man. Thanks for calling, man. I appreciate your call. Thank you. The thoughts and opinions of the callers are not those of me, Maze Jackson, or the Maze Jackson Morning Show. Caller says ship them back. So let me back up. So I want to get back to this mayor's race. Ruthie, I think your laptop will be the new computer screen. Like, how it'd be like.
Oh, because you said so big.
Nah, well, shoot, it is kind of big. Don't move your computer, though, because I like where it sits right there, right now. So anyway, look, you be like, I'm moving that just because I got to. So my question is, who is the top black candidate in the race? So let me run this real quick. You got Mayor Lori Lightfoot, Willie Wilson, Brandon Johnson, Sophia King, Jamal Green, Cam Buckner, Rod Sawyer, and Fred Collins. How many is that, Ruthie? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 black candidates. Now, in the Tribune article, they were saying that black people are not a monolith. And I was saying that in this primary, we don't have to be a monolith. Right? So everybody gets a choice to pick. Do you think, but now coming out of that, should we be a monolith coming out of the primary? Right? So that we say, whoever it is, we putting all our votes behind them. Now, personally, for me, I really wouldn't want to do that for Lori Lightfoot because she has personally attacked me, right? And personally hurt me. But if the body says, man, screw you, Maze, like, we all going to want the black candidate that emerges, that's what we going to support. Do we do something like that?
I don't think we have a choice if we trying to right the ship.
But even if it's with Mayor Lightfoot?
It's whoever the black delegation picks. That's who we got to go with. Like if you don't,
Who's
vote,
the black delegation?
See, here you go asking extra questions.
Okay, but who's in the black delegation? Because I'm telling you, the black delegation that has the mayor, according to Mayor Lightfoot, the black delegation is supporting her. Real talk.
But see, that's
the facade of a black delegation. That's what I'm saying.
That's part of the, the wizard aspect. Like this is the problem. How you said who is the black delegation? That is the number one question as to why we can't be a monolith, because we ain't even got no delegation. like literally, you know how long it would take us to sit down and say who's the black delegation and who get to be in it.
So can I tell you there is a black delegation though?
But it probably depends on who you ask.
I mean, to the mayor. To the mayor.
Yeah.
The mayor has a black delegation.
That's like the Afrostocracy, though.
That is the Afrostocracy.
But see, the Afrostocracy is not the
black delegation. And that's my point. Like, my point is...
It's a battle. It's a battle.
But it ain't a battle because the Afrostocracy... Like, there's not a battle because the mayor never comes down to the level of the... So,
she doesn't have to, because she can get articles like that written. The destiny of Black Chicago is at stake. Her, Mayor Lightfoot. So she ain't got because if you control the media and control the messaging, then you can be perceived to be a lot of different things.
I feel like this is a sarcastic article. I feel like they wrote this tongue in cheek, because if you watch Greg Pratt's tweets, he is the most hypercritical, and Alice Yen is she is, in my estimation, racist too, right? Like. I told, like, when I experienced, and it's kind of like, they tore their draws, which is how this article got to some other spaces in here. But, so I don't think that this article was written. I think this article was written because they knew I was going to be like, for real.
But, okay, but the way that they put the little quote around destiny. That's from Mayor Lightfoot. Mayor Lightfoot said that, right? The destiny of Black Chicagoans is at stake in the 2023 election.
But can she win their votes? And then this thing goes into why all her challenges.
But see, part of the challenge with all of this is if Mayor Lightfoot knows that the destiny of Black Chicagoans is at stake, then it's like, well, what are you doing about that?
Did you notice the picture? Look at the picture. Not a black person in it. As she kicks off her petition launch, not a Negro in it.
It reminded me of that report that they came out with that talked about how black people got screwed over in the city of Chicago, but the solutions were black and brown.
Right.
Like, so if you know that the destiny of Black Chicago is at stake, then what are you doing to right that? Like,
she was investing in Southwest, according to Tennille. And the people who got the money. Right, which is all probably. I bet if you went down and invest, don't make me go down this. I'm not going to even do it. But I'm going to tell you what. I don't think that. Here's my question. Do we allow the current? What do we call them? I don't want to call them gay. The current delegate. The current delegation, has it served the black community well?
No. The Afrostocracy. That is what needs to be burned down.
I think it's aging out and they trying to regenerate.
Not only, but the problem is that we ain't going to have control over it.
But they regenerating to teach the people to screw the people again. Or not even people of color. They're regenerating to create a repetitive cycle in which everyone justifies why they're the answer.
Can I give you a good example?
Give me.
Because I remember us having this conversation not a long time ago, but it was a while ago when the black bench came out.
Man.
That concept of the black bench. Because we all knew that we are at the point that the fate of Black Chicago is at stake. Like, it's been a thing. So the whole concept of the black bench was like, okay, we see it's a power vacuum coming about. Who gets to get the power that's going to be left? Like, it's a battle for the power. And literally like, there's no like boundaries. Like, so you can put out propaganda because you trying to win for your side. You trying to keep your power. You're trying to keep the idea that the Afrostocracy controls the black community, but you got a whole bunch of black people like, no. And then it's like, okay, well, we're not a monolith. That can work for either side of the argument. I can say that I'm not a monolith when it comes to the Afrostocracy. The Afrostocracy can say black people are not a monolith when it comes to the new black delegation that's coming and busting through the doors. And each side can use data to back up their argument, and that's the challenge. Because you don't know what to believe or who to believe.
I know ain't nothing changed around here. And I'm saying that I think that we're looking at there's a battle to be the new Here's what I'm gonna say. I think a lot of it is based on a lot of all of the people that now purport to be our delegation. Can they move in the streets? Can they move because a lot of it is based on their ability to control everybody else. What happens when they can't? And it's demonstrated that they can't control everybody else. Right? It's like, I can't do nothing about the past. The bosses are the bosses. But the future? Nope. If your plan going forward is to compromise black folks while somebody talk about the destiny of Black Chicago, and you running from what's in it for the black people, you ain't with us. Just saying. If you ain't, and here's my problem, Ruthie. Of all the people that are in the vicinity of the mayor, who tells her the real dope? Because most of the people, again, if you getting money, everybody want to talk tough.
Exactly.
Everybody want to talk tough until it's time to be tough. I tell everybody, you ain't telling nobody nothing. Nothing.
But see, that's the challenge.
They come and pick you.
Money come in it because you can't say nothing.
Ruthie, but here goes the crazy part.
Say something is to cut your bag all the way off.
Ruthie, here's the difference. White people be like, we have the money, so Mayor, you're gonna come and do what we ask you because we got the money. When it's black people, they be like, we got the money, we gonna offer it up and hope, and you get the no. And if we have the position of money, power, rank, field, grassroots, whatever, she don't dictate the terms. We dictate the terms. You don't dictate
those. Do we have those? We got the money.
In some cases, we do. And I would say we allow the mayor to dictate the terms of which she's going to interact with Black Chicago. No, Black Chicago determines what terms we're going to interact with you. You got 3 months to ever have the person listen to you, and during that time, we're going to be like, no. This is, so in the same article, the fate of Black Chicago, what did it say? The destiny of Black Chicago. You see this picture? Do you see this? So at her petition launch, you don't even, look at that. Look at who's there. You see anybody look like you? Matter of fact, they selling you see the picture? Can y'all see it up? I'm going to give it to you in the raw. How about that? Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We got to take a quick break. The mayor says the destiny of Black Chicago is in this 2023 election. That's a thing. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice.
They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they did get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media's the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narrative. It's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there is terrorism.
Terrorism. Terrorism. Terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis to rule on the ones and twos, plus my girl Ruthie Moore. How did my battery go all the way so far? So quick. Did it not charge last night? I don't know. Anyway.
It's that update you got to do.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I want to talk about the mayor's race. I want to talk about who's going to emerge from this race as the black candidate. I want to talk about who are the people, the tiers. I want to talk about being black focused and building a new alliance. I think that a lot of people have built alliances above the needs of the people that they purport to represent, and then they get to come back and pat themselves on the back for feeding themselves. Like, I always think, like, when people be like, no, the mayor's doing a great job, it's like, for you. Because you telling them that we straight when we ain't. You saying, oh, they love Invest Southwest. I don't necessarily know that besides the same 20 people. I mean, I'm just saying, like, well, who do you know that's invested Southwest and straight? Like, has
like
that
business owners?
Mm-hmm.
I know of a couple.
Okay, you like I know.
I ain't gonna lie, I know.
Okay, so I would say, has that trickled to us? Has it made it to us?
If you enjoy nightlife, if you like social things, if you like to go places.
I like infrastructure. I like sustainability. I think that, again, we get a club, they get Howard Brown. Right? We get a restaurant, they get, like,
she's just giving y'all what y'all want. Just like the caller said. He said politicians, I'm not going to quote him because I can't, but he said politicians are like women getting mad at men for not knowing what they want, even though y'all supposed to know. But so he's right. If we don't literally come with our plan, because like he said, Maze, you gonna come with a plan. If we don't literally take those plans and take them to our politicians to say, hey, this is what we want, then really we can't really expect anything. Now, if you do that and you don't get what you want, that's when you strike the match. But until we organize ourselves together, come up.
We're not a monolith.
Not
black people don't really
not monolithically. But just you can be organized. You ain't got to be a monolith. That's why I said, like, other groups, they are more naturally monolithic because their institutions are still intact. Their primary schools, the community centers they go to, they churches, they bars, like everything is so it's like it looks very natural. Like, so I'll give you let me not take that, but it's just like when JB Pritzker released them federal resources for Highland Park. And I said, well, we really can't be mad because them his people. He go to church with them people. He be doing his religious stuff with them people. So I can't even be mad at him for looking out for his people. And so I think that but it's because, and you can't say nothing about it because
you'll get a letter.
Not just that, but their institutions are more naturally woven together, so it don't appear like, okay, I know that's really a political voting block. It's like, no, this my neighbor. this my child piano teacher. This the rabbi. You know, so I think that's part of it. So we have to work harder to be unified. And we know how hard it is to get us together for real. Like, let's not even stunt. Like, it'd be difficult.
I think that what has happened, too, is the fact that we profess the non-monolithic as part of a way to keep us separated. And then you can just segment the groups that people get to see.
So, okay, so think about it. I liken it back to this when you said that it's always like, well, I ain't them Negroes over there. The same thing happened during the Great Migration. You had the old Chicago that had the business ties with the white people, because remember, that's really the way you engage in business a lot back in the day. You had to engage in business with white people. And so when the ruffians from down south started coming up here, you know, they might have not been all prim and proper, you know, and so it created a divide. But it's really like a fight for, because of the way that white people use us, like they, you know, kind of pick us off and then will anoint some of us, mostly monetarily. Then it's kind of like, well, how do I hold on to that gravy train I got? That means I can't let too many of y'all come in here. And I gotta be the gatekeeper. I gotta be the one. That's literally how we have been operating. Like, and really, it goes back to money and capitalism. And if we can't talk about all of those things all together, I don't really think we gonna get anywhere. Because most of the people that say black people ain't a monolith, it's because, like you said, monetarily they doing business over there with somebody else. So they gotta say that.
But it works out that the community starves. We don't have no money. Then they'll tell us, y'all niggas ain't even got no money, so you should just be happy. Look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Let me go to the live line. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up? Caller, you there? Caller, hello?
Good morning.
What's
Morning,
up,
Maze.
Anthony? How you feeling, man? I'm good, man.
How about them Bears?
How about them Bears? Go Bears. Bear down.
Yeah. Anyway, who's to say Lori Lightfoot's even going to be around for the run?
So I want to talk about that because I honestly, Anthony, I don't know how she makes it to the runoff with Willie Wilson. So it's Lori Lightfoot, Lori Lightfoot, Willie Wilson, Brandon Johnson, Sophia King, Jamal Green, Cam Buckner, Rod Sawyer, and Fred Collins. I don't know how she gets. I think that if there's does Lori Lightfoot beat Willie Wilson in the black neighborhood?
No, she didn't do it the last time.
But now she's the mayor. She's got the benefit of incumbency. She can go all over the place.
The only reason she survived was because she was the lesser known. Okay? And people, well, she can't be that bad. She should have been thinking about re-election when she started doing all those fines and fees and stuff like that to the black community. Knowing that she couldn't go and just tax them for property tax and stuff, she created an avenue to get money out of them anyway. I'm in a ticket payment plan with the city myself, okay? So I couldn't vote for her because of some of the things she hasn't done for the black community, okay? Like I said, the streets where I live look just as bad as they did back in the 60s. So she's done nothing to improve the lifestyles around here, okay?
Man.
I don't see her surviving the first round. I mean, to make it to the runoff.
But who beats her in the first round? Who beats her in the first round? So all the people out there, who are the top two candidates there? Right? If Lori Lightfoot is not one of the top two, who is? Because don't you think white people are going? You don't think white people up north will come back to her if right? Like, or they gonna vote for Paul Vallis or?
I refer to when she first got in as a seat warmer. She was just keeping that seat warm until this election.
Ooh.
I don't know if you remember me telling you that.
I do remember
that's
that.
Exactly what. That's exactly how I felt. Because if she was trying to set up some bonds and stuff like that in the black community, she'd have made it more of a priority. Now, looking forward, who do you think is going to be the other top two candidates? Because it's going to be another runoff. There's too many people in there running for mayor for it not to be a runoff. Ain't nobody going to get 51% in the municipal election, so it's going to have to be a runoff.
So I think, Anthony, I don't know yet, but I want to focus on the black community, right? Like, so here's me, and I'm going to take a page out of Mike Burry's book. I want to focus on making sure that whoever gets the most black votes, right? To make sure that we have a formidable race. So I feel like Lori Lightfoot by default, here's the top tier to me. I feel like right now, Lori Lightfoot, Willie Wilson, Brandon Johnson, and Sophia King are tier 1. I think Jamal Green, Cam, Rod are tier 2. And I think that, I feel like Mayor Lightfoot gets cut by Sophia King and by Brandon Johnson. I think Willie takes the seniors. I think Sophia King and Brandon Johnson play in the same pool. Progressive, right? But I wouldn't even be surprised if Sophia King is just to make sure that Lori's black woman vote is split. Like, I'm not sure that there isn't a desire to just make sure she don't make it. And again, the mayor does better as the black vote is consolidated. But if black people have a choice, again, do black seniors vote for Lori Lightfoot or Willie Wilson? Really? Riis, you're a political expert now. Do black seniors vote? Now, I think they'll take a picture with the mayor, etc. But if you put Lori Lightfoot and Willie Wilson right next to each other in front of black seniors, who the black seniors going to?
If it's them two and it's just the black
in
seniors.
the room. You put two of them in a room.
They going to Willie.
What you say, Ruthie?
Man, they going to wait in line for Dr. Wilson to touch his hand.
Because they going to hope it's a 10 in that mug.
Even if it ain't, they still going to wait in line. Seniors love Dr. Wilson. And he loved him too. Like, I think he genuinely got love for seniors. I ain't saying because he a senior himself, but I think he understands, like, he from the South, so he got something in connection with them.
Right. So, and that's why I think, he kind of, like resonate with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they really look and they be like, oh, okay.
I see myself in him. He sounds just like my uncle, my brother.
Well, yeah, exactly. With the people I grew up with, I'm familiar
and his
with.
name Willie.
Right.
Everybody got somebody named Willie in their family.
But would they?
Dr. Wilson.
Dr. Wilson. All right, give us a call, 872-259-7474. So y'all think Willie wins the black seniors?
Yes.
Okay, so then who wins the Generation X and Y?
That's your people?
Yeah. Lori, like Brandon.
Y'all more of Lori. Yeah, y'all the ones that be. It be y'all that be keeping these people in power.
Y'all split it.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all gonna vote for Lori disproportionately. Yes,
so wait,
Lori.
so you think in our space, with Lori Lightfoot, Brandon Johnson, and Sophia King, Lori Lightfoot having all that she has, Brandon Johnson being on TV with a traditional family, so same with Sophia King. You think that my generation goes to Lori? I think. Let me tell you what I think. I think the wannabe Afrostocracy goes to Lori.
And I think it has to do with age and where established y'all are in y'all lives. Like, so y'all look at more of a Lori, like more of a safe bet in a sense, like. Because I feel like a lot of your age group, like, y'all are pretty established. Like, y'all got some nest eggs and y'all intertwine with, like, the interworking. So y'all need the establishment to kind of stay the same for real.
I think so I think you're right. But I think that Lori has not spread it out. Right? And so I feel like the problem with Lori is that she sheep, like all of them just pick up. Everybody talks smack about Daily. Everybody talks smack about Rom. Everybody talks smack about Lori. But all of those groups just keep transferring down, right? And so the same people who ain't never really made it move, I still like, man. Like I think there was a time in my generation when people thought that Rom was going to be the open door for a new generation of black people who wasn't the Afrostocracy to get in. That didn't happen, right? It was like there were new people, but he didn't take anybody that was on the bench. He took millennials, right? For black people, he took millennials and he created his own. And if you pay attention to the black people that were Rom people, they love his dirty draws. But he took really good care of them. Like after they left, like all of them got great stuff.
He did what he was supposed to do.
Exactly. I think Lori did not expand the base. And she spent a lot of time she spent a lot of time not talking to black people in general, period. Like, because if you recall, there was a time when she first went to the first black event and they was trying to, like, give her money and be like, we sorry, we was with Tony Preckwinkle. And she was like, y'all need to get y'all ass up out this room trying to have a party and go outside and go help your community. That's what she told them. And as she, right, and so she spent 3 years dissing them.
Hold on.
She went to their event. They had an event for her.
You talking about the black people, right? Was like, okay.
Like the black Afrostocracy had an event for her. We supported Tony. We sorry. We you the mayor. We gonna bow down to you. And she went up on their stage and dissed them on their stage.
What they do afterwards?
Yes. No, they didn't clap. They was all like, I think we supposed to clap now. And now now it's like they've been spending their time trying to get a way back into her. Right? She was like, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you. Then she started looking at them polls and was like, I need you, I need you, I need you. But now what the deal is all of the people that she's gripping really can't do anything for her with black people. Right? Their control is controlling us. But if they can't control us, and the old people may have had the ability to control, but the new cats, ain't nobody honoring that because they held you.
Exactly.
And so what
they gate kept everything.
And so what is important for the next generation is to get in control of that gate and get that stuff passed to them. Because if not, people gonna be like, hey, cuz you was eating all this time. And so what they like, so now what? Here's the thing. The black Afrostocracy now has to be involved with the mayor because they have a symbiotic relationship. If the black Afrostocracy now loses based on the people that are on the ballot, they would be completely kicked out and it'll be a reset. So now what you got is the black Afrostocracy trying to pass on those same old kind of subservient cross your people out traditions to another group, because if any of these other candidates win, if Willie Wilson wins, the Afrostocracy is out. If Brandon Johnson wins, the Afrostocracy is out. If Sophia King wins, she don't need the Afrostocracy because she comes from the Obama wing, right? So she don't need them. Jamal Green, well, you know he ain't gonna call him, right? Cam is trying. Well, I would say Cam, Rod are trying to get the support of the Afrostocracy, but they're with the mayor, right? And then you got Fred, who just kind of out there.
Good analysis.
Now, who are the constituencies that the mayor has and that exist in the community? There's the black constituency, the white constituency, the Latino constituency, the Asian constituency. Then I would say subcategories, you got LGBTQ and a variety of other things. But then the power players are business, labor, grassroots, and influencers. How does the mayor do with those groups? So how does the mayor do?
Can you define those groups that you just said? Like, what's your definite, like, not a strong one?
Yeah, okay, broadly. Business. So if I look at business, I'm going to look at the black business community, the established black business community that has been corralled and I'm talking about black, has been corralled in the space of, remember how I told you black business interests for the last probably 20 years have not been black entrepreneurs, it's been black people who work in corporate America who then leverage their blackness for their corporation to be at the decision-making table. So if you are the head black dude of a utility company, right, then you lead the black business interests.
That's deep.
But you're not an entrepreneur.
That's deep.
So now you're leading the black, you're leveraging your black business self for the corporation that puts you in front of all of the stuff. So the black business community that is for traditionally was black corporate interests with a few black people mixed in who weren't corporate. And then they guided what happened for black folks. But obviously they wouldn't do anything that hurt their corporation for the benefit of black folks. So now our black business voice is compromised by their corporate interests. So they think about the corporate before they think about the black, and then that's how you get kind of some things that I won't talk about now, but that have occurred. So that's the black business, right? So there's a black group of black business people that are the elite black business community. And those are usually the people that you hear talking about Southwest and you know, neighborhood opportunities and all that stuff. And then they come out in front of us and be like, no, she's good because she took care of me. And oftentimes because they're people that we know or care or of our generation, I'm not going to put you on blast, even though I look around and be like, dog, who you helped? Who you helped? But okay. So that's business. Did I clear that one up?
That was good.
Okay. Then let's go to labor. Where does the mayor go with labor?
That's like unions and stuff,
Yep.
right?
So ordinarily you would think, so the mayor busted her tail to do the casino deal and get all of the labor people in, because she hoped that by unionizing the casino, which is supposed to be the largest economic generator in Chicago, that she would then be able to lock down the union support, right, for the election, i.e., particularly at the building trades, SEIU, right? Why does she want to have SEIU? Because SEIU and CTU are joined at the hip, and they both have black leaders. So SEIU healthcare is led by Greg, and Stacey Davis Gates leads CTU. So where the mayor thought that she would be able to compromise labor in this and get their support by pushing this casino through, and pay attention to how much she talked about labor. The fact of the matter is, if Brandon Johnson gets in the race, labor is labor. What are they going to do? They're going to support labor. And who are the two biggest players in Chicago? SEIU, CTU. Probably with a little AFSCME in there, right? So if you mix those three unions, which are led by black people that have money, resources, etc., right?
When you say led by black people, are you talking about just literally like black people are in control, or are they just like the faces?
So I would say that
thoughts.
I would say that Stacey just got to the spot, so she's probably consolidating. Greg has been in the spot, and he's the man. Like, he is the man. He can say war, and it'd be like, let it rain, and he can send money, troops, etc. Now there's two SEIUs. He's in charge of the healthcare, and they've been part of the people that's been kicking ass. And he put together kind of a political whip he got a people of color team, but it's a lot of black people in the space. So now the mayor, who's looking to get labor support through the casino, is now compromised. Why is she compromised, Ruthie? Because if Brandon Johnson gets in the Chicago Federation of Labor, and they all about unionizing and etc., how do they go for the mayor against a member of labor? So the only chance that she has of getting that war chest is in the event that Brandon Johnson doesn't file or doesn't run. So then it goes to grassroots. I'm going to go to the streets. Right? And what I have seen a lot of is the mayor is doubling down on trying to lock down the streets. Now, no shade to the streets. I have oftentimes worked in political campaigns where the streets kind of leverage their space by muscle, but don't necessarily have the toolbox to turn out the votes. So what happens is, like, you get the guys with you, but the guys don't really want to go knock on doors. The guys don't really want to, the guys have a specific toolbox. And they want to get paid for that toolbox, which is oftentimes watching a polling place, or you're going to compromise the guys by offering them construction contracts and bids, etc., saying that you have them on, but you got to say, what can they deliver? Right? Like, realistically. If you know that most of the street organizations have been broken apart, now I'm not going to say that, like, out west, it still be organized like a mother. But, Southside, it be.
I know what you mean.
Right? So the mayor is making a move, and part of the street move is to try and create the space of fear and intimidation in our universe. And my thing is, nobody should be able to turn black warriors against black people over voting.
But it ain't over voting, it's over money.
I got you. But if they gonna pay you to turn on the people, but they didn't take care of you before, and you saw what they did to Willie Wilson, they gonna prosecute you when it's over because they ain't gonna want to deal with you.
They don't need you. They gotta get rid of you.
So now I got this squad of mine that they like, we want to eat. Well, now move along. Shoot. And now you can't get a hold of them. I'm gonna tell you, everybody got the mayor's phone number right now. Everybody got the mayor's phone number, but as soon as it's over, she gonna change the number. I got brothers talking to me, man, the mayor talking about some real stuff now. I be like, fam, did y'all not hear Anjanette Young? Did y'all not see all the stuff that's happened? She is talking to you now, and it is election time.
But ain't that like when you in the best position to leverage? Like when the person needs you?
Yeah, but you leverage, but you don't leverage. You don't allow them to leverage and hurt your people, right? Like you leverage them. You don't leverage your people. You be like, man, you need my help.
That part.
You don't be like, you need my help, so I'm finna go break my people arm.
But Maze, that part right there that you just said, that is psychological. Like we eat our young. Like that's.
But that's the same thing that the business people do too, right?
Eat our young.
Leverage us. Like they go.
That's been the model though. The black church,
the gangster, so the business people, everybody be like, we represent the people. We represent the people. People still starving. They do well, but they then shield you. So then like. Don't hide. If you gonna town hall. Don't be, if you got my thing is, if you got access to the mayor and we got issues and you supposed to be the person, don't hide it. Be like, you gotta face the people.
No, they didn't.
Ruthie, this is what everybody wants to do. No. They want to invite you to the room, but you can't say nothing.
You can't.
You come. We want you to come, but don't nobody talk about nothing. And you know who gets to talk about all the stuff when they come?
Who?
The white people. So let me tell you, you deal with a black person, they're going to bring you to an event and tell you can't ask the mayor no questions. Or make sure you got...
Can I get them in advance?
Right. You go to a white event, the white people be like, excuse me, what about the crime? Let you be a black... And she feels obligated to answer. If you black, they make it be like, how dare you? I'm offended.
Mace, it's the same reason why when the black politicians walk into the black rooms, they like Jesus... But if you walk into the room with white people, no, they make the candidates work around them.
Yep. Like you should see how like Toni Preckwinkle approaches the North Side as compared to how she approaches.
She be walking around humbly, shaking hands, smiling and kissing the baby. You come to a black event, she gonna stand right over there and there's gonna be a line of people waiting to get to her.
And she gonna walk up on you with her security and be like,
but it's the
shake my hand. And if I don't, to hell with you.
The celebrity celebrityism. But what you say back though, you got to say that part.
What I say? I forgot.
I'll meet you there.
Oh, I sure did. Oh, I did. I sure did.
But
then she got to put the gun on me though. Like, so now I got to stand so you brought the Latino security guard and he gonna stand behind me with the gun and you gonna have a Negro come whisper in my ear and I'm saying, family, if you don't get your ass away from me, y'all just pulled the ultimate.
But you know what though? We cannot, the consequences for speaking out was death. The consequence, like physical death.
They trying to get
physical, like, but,
now it's economic.
But think about them creating a mob, running up in your crib, burning your stuff down, hanging you from a tree, raping your wife, killing your babies because you literally used your words to speak out against something that was not right. And everybody else know it's not right too, but they can't say nothing. They gotta look at you get strung up. But we down so bad that they will even make the same black people get the rope, climb up the tree, and they'll make them do it. And that's why we be down so bad, and that's why we use our people in that way, because that's the way that historically, like, that it's been done.
It's so crazy.
You can't undo that and like.
It's like you be wanting to work with your people. I be wanting to do stuff with black people, but black people will diss me, and the white people be like, "Hey man, I heard what you said." The black people be like, "Shh."
But because the
white people come up to me and be like, "Look at his wristbands. They say what's in it for the black people."
It don't equal death for them in the same way. Like literally death for how dare you speak up and open up your mouth.
Is it all? Y'all got anything y'all want to say to the mayor? Who says it? So let me ask a question. Is everybody straight with the mayor in the black community?
No.
So who tells her that? Who says it?
It depends.
Who says, Madam Mayor, it's not, you got real issues? No, because the premise is everybody else is trying to hide her from her real issues. And what happens is, okay, you do it, I'm going to just go ahead and get you at a different time. Because instead of healing relationships, they want you to pretend like it didn't hurt.
They want to gaslight you into not saying anything.
Let's take a quick break. Call it. I want to hear from y'all. Who tells the mayor? We'll be back after these messages to Maze Jackson Show.
Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Really cares about you, Willie Wilson. The Willie Wilson Foundation and Urban Field Operations is having the first voter registration program since Harold Washington, and we need volunteers. Call Coach Al if you would like to register people to vote. Call 773-431-4664. 773-431-4664. This is Senator Ricky and register and vote.
Urban Field Operations.
Final Explosion Entertainment.
Lay's Thrift Store. Andre Smith. I'm Associates. Midwest Coalition. This is Brother R.C. Williams from Williams Youth Service.
Marsha Fountain Images Design.
This is Daryl Smith. Keith Harris. Nashville Black Wall Street, Chicago. Register and vote.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Wilson. I need you to register and vote. Many people have lost their lives in order that we can have a right to vote. So please, register and vote.
Call 773-431-4664 or stop by 2946 West Madison. Register and vote.
And now, traffic and weather.
Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't want to work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't want to work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free?
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:44 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. As we head over to the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is now an hour and 15 minutes. Outbound is 45 minutes on the Edens. From Deerfield to the Exchange is 70 minutes. Outbound is 1 hour, while the Eisenhower is 69 minutes. Thorndale to the Loop, 51 back out to Thorndale. On the Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan would be 53 minutes, 35 minutes to I-80, while the Dan Ryan is 23 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 15 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 7. On the north side, 8 minutes Randolph to Bryn Mawr, but 13 minutes from Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 55 degrees and cloudy. Today will be a high of 64 with a low of 55. I'm Riis the Ruler, The Maze Jackson Show.
Keep coming, working overtime, but my pockets ain't flooding. Yeah, my funds low. A dog life is scared. Why money ain't free? Why it ain't free? Why can't you just give it? Why can't they just give it to me? I don't wanna work, but nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Yeah. Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work, but nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Tell me how the money ain't free. Every 5 minutes, kids bothering me. They seem to think that money grows on trees. Always asking for allowance and clean one thing. Sick and tired of my funds being low. Spent the whole bag on the groceries at the store. Got a little something, but I need a little more. And I'm a single mama, you should already know. Why money ain't free? Why the money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work, but nobody. I'd rather keep doing me, doing me. Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it? Won't you give it to me? I don't wanna work, but nobody. I'd rather keep doing me.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler, and Ruthie Moore in the building, and I get kinda. So look, y'all. There is a political. We are political apocalypse Armageddon. The Armageddon of old Chicago is here. It's funny to see that the mayor says that the destiny of Black Chicago is on the 2023 election, because I've said the same thing virtually, which is this is the most important election for Black community. And I'm going to just tell you that is they people swiping our joints, because we know they be listening. I'm just saying, and it's still not lost on me that the mayor was cursing dead people, cursing a dead mayor, and her publicist was on Cap Facts talking about he dissed a dead man and he wasn't here to defend himself, and then here go your client doing the same thing. But I'm gonna let that be. But that's kind of why you can't be giving white folks passes and access to our inner sanctums, because they'll violate everything we got. How that's your man and you gonna do that? But that's okay. Let me stop. So, how does the mayor get out of the Black community? Okay, who white is voting for the mayor? No, I'm saying, like, we know that she won overwhelmingly the first time in the primary last go round because of the Lakeshore white liberals who are fed up with the corruption, right? So she won with 13%. Do you think the mayor's done better with white folks or worse with white folks since the last election?
Worse.
Riis?
White people don't like crime.
So you know how y'all forgot about downtown and all the stuff? You think the white people forgot?
No.
You think the white people forgot that Oak Street, they couldn't go to Oak Street?
White people are mad about crime.
Do you think white people feel safe?
No.
Man, you seen that damn private video with that lady screaming?
She was screaming a lot, though.
What you supposed to just lay down and take it? Just take my purse. Don't say nothing.
I mean, if you gonna scream out some obscenities or something.
That wouldn't make a good commercial. You have to beep. So, if the mayor has not done better, has the mayor done better with Black people than last time or no? Yes or no?
It's hard to just say yes or no because we did go through a global pandemic.
Okay. Did she do good for black people during the pandemic? How your neighborhood go? How'd it go? How'd it work?
Move along.
Don't tell me. You better talk to the mayor before I be like, with your butt. Oh, it can't because you got long locks.
Oh, Maze.
Better
it's not a yes or no because it just really depends.
What has she done really good? And besides Invest Southwest, Tennille.
I mean,
give me a mayor accomplishment. Give me the blackest mayoral accomplishment.
But I can't say Invest Southwest.
Besides Invest Southwest,
that's a tough one because Invest Southwest. That's really the accomplishment. What has the mayor done? All right, so I don't know. Other than
what has the mayor done that has okay? Have black folks has Invest Southwest affected more than 500 black people?
I mean, if you like neighborhood beautification type of stuff, which we do lack.
Okay. Dang, she wouldn't even let Alderman Sawyer come to his. She put all of them daggone. So now, anyway, so let me.
I'm gonna find something.
You keep that's okay. So, who are the influencers in Black Chicago? I was gonna put black media, but I don't know that we have a tremendous amount of black media. Shout out to the Tribe. Shout out to the Defender. Shout out to the Citizen. Shout out to TBT News Service. I'm not invited to the black media stuff though. That'd be so fun.
It really is just Invest Southwest.
She made us a sanctuary city. She removed Citizen. She got the right to vote for the undocumented in the school board elections. She got Anjanette Young a settlement. Ruthie.
I mean, it really is. And that's like her crowning jewel.
Riis, you been skating yet?
Heck no, you got to give me some walls.
Oh, goodness.
And it's interesting that you mentioned, I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to stop. I'm not going to even stop because, if I was there. Shout out. Well, you know what? I think my man, the brother from Bronzeville has done well. And he has done well by people. I think his name is Phil Beckham. Is that his name? That he's done well, and he's done well by people because I've seen him hire. Like, as his developments go up, I've seen more black people being on the project. So I don't want to take that away, right? Let's say that the restaurant guys and the festival guys. Like, what was the big festival that they had on the lake? Silver Room Block Party.
Yeah.
We had
shout out to Eric.
We had the Silver Room Block Party. We got Virtue and the Po' Boy restaurants. Mm-hmm. That's straight and green mustard. What else?
I mean, a lot of
Bronzeville Winery. Like we did good in the food and beverage stuff.
Thank you. That's how to quantify it because I said
food
like
and beverage,
food and beverage. And it's been a few couple like nice little park type of stuff happening, neighborhood beautification stuff.
What you think the total spend is?
Not a lot. And don't
forget
that
million.
we have winter time in Chicago, so ain't nobody really finna be
250 million, $250 million, $250 million, $500 million, $500 million investment in the black community.
Probably more than that.
Okay, all right. See, Ruthie. Okay, so will the influencers be supporting Mayor Lightfoot? Do you think? Who are the influencers of Black Chicago?
What type of influencers?
Political.
Oh, political influencers.
Like, who are people going to take their keys from? Like, black people. Who do black people listen to when they're trying to make political decisions? And will they be with the mayor? And what is the mayor going to do to get them? So, who would you say are black political influencers?
Pastors. That's one.
You think so? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think they still got a little juice.
Will she get the pastors?
Ooh, not over Dr. Wilson. Unless it's one of them pastors that
didn't get.
Unless it's one of them pastors that that's fueling gentrification in their neighborhoods, and they.
He gonna be one of the non-monolithic pastors, right? You know the educated pastors.
Mm-hmm.
You know who that's gonna be, right?
We already know. So
Lori we gonna be calling Lori at her church like,
So I think Lori,
she gonna get the super pastors. You think she's gonna get the mega church?
If Lori get any of the pastors,
it's gonna be the ones.
Just check to see what they got coming, and that's how you can determine.
Or what they got going, or what they got. Do they got a TIF?
That's what I'm saying.
Do they have a housing corporation, development corporation?
That's all you got to look.
Do they got some land? Do they got some lots? Right?
Are they near the Obama Library?
You shady. Or are they near the 95th and the Dan Ryan Expressway?
Come
y'all,
on.
you know, I'm gonna tell y'all.
So the pastors,
the mega pastors, it's two types of pastors though. The mega pastors will be with Lori.
Okay.
The educated pastors will be with Lori. The humble Negro preachers,
mm-hmm.
the Baptist preachers,
mm-hmm.
the Kojic preachers,
mm-hmm.
the hoopers,
they ain't rocking with it.
They going with Willie.
Straight up, I can see that.
So, then, who else are influencers? Who do we listen to politically?
You know, I ain't gonna lie. I think we still got some celebrity culture that go on.
Give me some. With the politics?
I think a little bit and I think it's translated into social media. I think those are political influencers too.
I feel like I do, but I feel like, I'd be like, damn, what did you do? Like, what you got? Like, what you, like, so I feel like you're right. There's political influencers, mm-hmm. and then there's political people who have done politics. Right? Because I think everybody got a potential.
What?
So I feel like there's a lot of people with political opinions that are grounded in nothing.
Okay, and those are not influencers.
They are influencers because they post and talk a lot and they have a loud voice. But they base your math on just being they're political influencers because they're mad. They don't tell you win or lose. They are political celebrities with no. I always be like, where did you come from? Where did you get this knowledge from? Most of the times, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I feel like I birthed a bunch of political influencers that base their opinions on whether they agree with me or disagree with me or recycle it. Who was doing political social? Black. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I am saying, again, I think it was a model that many people have mastered, or not mastered, but have come to build a name on having opinions. And then what happens is you have an opinion, people mistake your opinions for when have you practically applied anything that you've talked about?
You don't think politics can be theoretical?
I think there's theoretical politics, and then I think there's a lot of people that pontificate, which is why everybody started mayor. Instead of I think it's a lot of theoretical. Theoretically, but theoretically, we're gonna have one day young people are gonna vote. They're never gonna vote. They don't. They just don't.
Mm-hmm. One day.
When they're my age.
That's one day.
Exactly. So, but again, you gonna spend
out. Why do you think that we don't vote? What do you think our reason?
I mean, I think that you could look at outcomes. I think I would look at outcomes and be like, why? And if nobody is on me all the time, and if I didn't make my life, I could very easily see not voting. Very easily.
But the reason why I could say that my generation don't vote because to us we don't think that voting changes anything. I know that's like how we talk. So what does it change? We vote for these people. We cheering. I remember us having a party when Joe Biden won. We cheering and then we'd be like, "What have you done for us?" And then we come right back. So it's to us. You keep telling us to vote. We vote and we get nothing. You know what I'm saying?
So to me, it depends on what your nothing is. I think when you're voting different ages for different stuff, right? When you voting at at 20 and 30, you voting for change or idealism. When you voting at 40, you voting because I got a kid in school. I got to pay these property taxes. I got all of these other things that are factors. I'm trying to make sure my retirement is there. I'm trying to make sure my investments are there. I'm trying to protect my interest rates, etc. And so I just think there's different factors that go. Not that you don't necessarily have them, but I think as you mature, you just got different reasons. Let's go to the live line. Carly on the Maze Jackson Show. How does the mayor get out of the black community?
Hey, good morning, Maze.
Oh, Byron, you coming to talk about the buses, you talk about this race.
I'm just talking about Prescott and Littlefoot. Because that commercial ran during the Bears game. And a lot of people are now reacting to that commercial. And I got a feeling both of those guys are going to be in trouble. Because those white liberals, when they see that stuff going on, they're going to react to it. You know, in terms of black folks voting, we've been doing the same thing for 50 years. So there's no critical thinking involved with our vote. It's like we vote against the orange man, right? They can put it out there. We got to stop the orange man. And then black folks going to vote there to stop the orange man, even though he's not on the ballot. It's always the boogeyman. There's nothing for us to vote for, so we vote against something. That's what the masses of people. That's where the critical thinking comes in, and be able to think through things and figure out where you need to go with your vote. What do you say? I mean, why are we doing the same thing over and over all the time?
Because I think, Byron, there's nothing, like, I feel like there's nothing, first of all.
But I changed my vote. I mean, how come I can do it and you can do it, and maybe that guy that in the control room, Riis, he can do it, but how come other folks can't do it?
Because
the masses can't do it. They can't see it.
I just don't think that there has been a massive, Byron, we are voting, just like you said, not we, speak for yourself, but voting against.
Yeah, right.
We're voting against.
Right.
So even when you're making your decision, you're not voting because you think that Donald Trump is the best person, per se, humanly. You think he's better than what we've got. So you're literally voting against Democrats when you place that vote. Black folks ain't mad enough yet. And right, Byron, so part of the reason I play all of this stuff is to be like, hold on. So she is the destiny of black community, black Chicago, and she did all these things. And you know what? And black people forget. So I would tell you that we ain't in pain enough. It don't hurt enough. It's gotta hurt some more. You like, it's got to be some extreme something. And I think we're getting towards it. I do think that by the time Ruthie and them get of age, I think by the time Ruthie and Riis and them get to a point where they feel like they gotta vote, and I'm not saying Ruthie votes, but you understand what I'm saying? I think they're gonna have a whole different perspective. I'm not saying you don't, Riis.
But Kizzy will be back. Kizzy will be back. I'll tell you. If it gets to that point, Kizzy will be back. Back in slave. We are right now going towards the level right above the native Indians, right? The Hispanics are above us now. We are descending. So we are going so far down that there's no recovery for us but to go back to Africa and try to panhandle over there. I'm just telling you. We cannot wait for those people to get their act together. It can be too late then, Maze. They are flooding this country with other people to replace us. We are nothing. All we are is a vote. We can't even get money for simple things. To educate our folks. 11% are proficient in math, 23% proficient in reading. They are dumbing us down. I don't know what's going to change, man. That's why I said I got to find some place where white folks are at. I know people don't want to hear that. I mean, what other folks, middle-income people, I should say middle-income people. I don't want to offend nobody. That's what I really mean.
Hey, Byron, send me that.
Riis, remember you spoke, Riis.
Send me that location, Byron.
Tell me something.
I'll be your neighbor, Byron.
Riis already probably your neighbor. Riis done already moved out the hood.
He can't be.
Riis is still here because he still every day for work because his manager requires him to come. Otherwise, he can get fired right at the spot. But all I'm saying is, though, people who have certain values, you usually think alike, right? They have thinking like people who own a house will take care of their house, take care of their block. But if you have a renter on the block, they don't give a damn. They'll just take it down, right? They take it down. You have to be around people of like mind, like thinking. You know what I'm saying? You have to. But to get folks to come and just think logically, it's just difficult. Even white folks now, I mean, critical of black folks, even white folks, those white liberals, they're voting against their interests. That new crime bill that's coming out, I forgot the name of that crime bill. I forgot the name of the crime bill, but the bill, the Safety Act. When that finally hit those suckers, it's going to be too late for them. And they can start fleeing. They can flee the state. They're going to flee the state. And that means the people who are left can have to pay more taxes. And the people who are working are the people who are immigrants coming in. Black folks ain't going to be working because no one's going to want to hire them because, the other community don't think nothing of them. And they think that having a city run by Hispanics is going to help them. They is a rude awakening. They're not going to use that racist and old boys and proud boys and all that nonsense. They're not going to want to hear that. They can say, get your ass out. Cause I'd rather have white folks control than Hispanics because Hispanics don't think nothing much of us. That's me saying that the views expressed by me are mine and only and not Maze Jackson's show. So that's what it is. And if you don't realize it, well, what's going to happen? I just can't help them. I try to do the best I can for them. I try my best. I talk to them. I got my people who work for me are mostly black. Sometimes I can't get a black person. I have to go to the other side and get it done. But that's me. I keep moving. But I'm always thinking black. I always tell people, get somebody black to cut your grass. It's a simple thing. If it don't work out, get another one. Get somebody black. At least think black, and we can get ahead. But we got to employ our people because nobody else is going to employ us. And one last question before I go: Do you think that welfare has hurt us or helped us? The invention of welfare.
I think it has long term. I think that there's times when everybody could use help. I think long term it was used as a tool to create some dependence. So I think that everybody, Byron, I can honestly tell you that there was a time when I got public aid and food stamps. And the thing was I wasn't comfortable and I didn't make that my plan. My plan was to get off of them and go forward. And from the moment that I got that aid and assistance, it literally helped me eat in college, right? It helped me eat in college. And then from that point on, I was forever thankful for it, but I didn't want to stick on it. And so I moved on. I think that it became, for some people, it had become a crutch. I don't even know how it works now, right? So I have no clue. So I'm not in a position to say whether it did. What I do know is that men, I always want men to be providers and have an opportunity to be a provider and have a desire to be a provider. Now, I'm not judging you if you don't, but I do feel like the men in my circle, the men that we need to raise, need to have a provider mentality. And I think that in some cases, without seeing a dad that's going out to be a provider, you don't have the example. So I'm not going to castigate anybody for what their life experience is.
No, I don't want to castigate. Everybody needs a little help. Of course, the people are, I'm talking about able bodies. Able bodies eventually should be thinking of getting off the system, let somebody else who really need it use it. You see what I'm saying?
But I think, Byron,
I have no problem with it.
So let me tell you, on that space, I think, though, you have to have seen it, right? So if you got multiple generations that think that check is just supposed to come, and haven't seen anybody go get it. Like there are people who live in public housing who is like, this is my house, I own it, right? There are people who get checks who think that is a way of life. And if it's happened over 2 generations or 3 generations, now you just think like, yo, I'm waiting on my aid check. Or I'm waiting on or that's why you see moms taking their kids in to get IEPs and disability, because it's what they were taught. And I think there's a cycle that has to be broken in that universe. Byron, I always appreciate when you call. Celine, you better go in the comments because Celine in there talking about you. Salim said.
Okay, no problem. Come have at it. Come have at it.
He said, have at it, Salim. All right, Byron, you know you my man. I appreciate you calling the vice president of the phone club. That's my man, Byron. All right, we got anybody else on the call? Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. It's the Mace Jackson Show. What's up?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me. This is Dave. And, you know, I'm strictly on the counter racist thing. But one thing that really kind of made me think was when you were speaking, when Riis was speaking, you know, it's the young people. Now, my nieces and nephews, they was frantic, like when President Obama was running. And, you know, so I have a two-part question. How many of the young people, you know, this like seniors in high school and, you know, first year college and so forth, how many of them in population are there, for one? And then two, what about the idea of having someone like I said, put it in the comments, something like a Fred Hampton type, you know, where
you see what happened with that, right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But in other words, you have that thought, you know, like, you know, if you were a coach, boy, you'd be devastated. You know what I mean? As far as being able to strategize, but just even to have someone to come to the forefront to like spark an interest, you know, now there would have to also be the civics and the strategy and the tactics to do, but, and of their own, you know, of a young person. So this is a question like of Riis's age or so. How many in population that would make the shift change? You know, just sheer numbers. And then what of the thought of someone like a Fred Hampton to even spark the interest to say like, hey, yeah, we need to get something. Well, how are we going to get something? You know, and to keep that, to ignite, to be that first incitement, to be that elevation of the thought of the mind, so that they're thinking about it almost every other day, every week, and then they know how to get together and stuff like that. And they maybe stumble and fumble a little bit, but, you know, how can they go about to do that? Or if that's even a good thought or idea, and I appreciate it.
No, I thank you for your call. I think we've got to. So I think we got to create more than one, right? Because when we create a person for them to focus on, then they always wind up killing that person, right? So what we got to do is work on replicating and creating more and having more people, more engaging our young people at a different level. And I think it really is probably, I hear Tennille say this all the time. I know, Ruthie, it's your passion, but I think we got to get these kids way younger. I think we got to, like, I almost feel like I almost want to take all my efforts out of anything that's like now and go straight to kids and be like, okay, I know I ain't going to see the outcome of this, but I know we putting warriors on the streets that's going to do and kind of guiding them. Like, how do we get them into the political realm? Like to me, we need to be raising kids to be politicians. So we keeping them from getting involved, getting cases, all of those things, and pipelining them. Like sometimes we leave, like so much we leave to children now to make decisions that they got to live with 20 years without the benefit of our knowledge. And so I just think that we got to figure this out. But I do think this. If you are black and you got the mayor and she talking about she needs you, but you telling everybody why we got to be quiet, you might not be the people we need representing us at any point. Like, and I guess my question is, how you get that title? And what do you do to earn it? What do you do to keep it? Right? Like, if somebody is telling us that you are the liaison to the mayor, how did you get that? What is your responsibility? And how do we measure it? And if you come on the land not living those for not having done any of that. Because what happens is, and I'm going to talk to y'all this real quick, Ruthie, and then we're going to get out of here. I know you got to go. Socially awkward situations. Mm-hmm. Remember I told you about socially awkward situations? We had another one this weekend. Somebody walked into Obsidian, and we were all very much like we watched the person. They walked up, like everybody was on alert. They went inside. Everybody inside was on alert and came outside and left dude inside. And we all was like, this is an uncomfortable situation. But none of us did anything about it. Until finally somebody was like, all right, hold on. We all sitting up here talking outside and dude inside of our joint. And I was thinking about that in the context of socially awkward situations and even dealing with the mayor. Like, so you have violated us for 3 years. And now you need us. And the people you got coming to us are telling us to be quiet, but she need us. We've been down so bad and remain so down so bad. And niggas that's winning is telling us to be quiet. Like you, so hold on. So you straight, but the people ain't. But you want to parade her around us because it make you feel good. But you ain't bringing nothing back to the people, and then you want to tell us to be quiet when she come around. Because you telling us to be quiet when she come around makes you look powerful because you want to tell her that it's all good, that you got the black community. You don't have the black community. And so all you're doing is setting her up for failure when she get away from you. Because what happens is y'all be running around here like in putting people in these gilded cages, trying to be like protecting them from the people that they need, and be like, "Oh, I got it." I talk to them. No, you ain't getting that no more. So a lot of the power comes from, and here's my thing. It's certain people I'm gonna take it from. There's certain times when you know you can't win that fight. But you ever been like, I might not be able to whoop your ass, but you? Oh, not you. And I need to be clear. Because a lot of people right now are trading on our silence. And they get to be like, Maze is crazy. But it's rarely ever that I'm crazy, because 9 times out of 10 we agree. But the difference is they don't want me to be in the room because I'm going to tell the truth. Now, I'll tell the truth and we can come to an understanding, but we not finna sit up here and act like it's all sweet. And if somebody is acting like it's all sweet when it ain't, you ain't our friend. You ain't our ally. It is baffling to me. Baffling. The way black people operate. When white people with money get in the room, they be like, my money talks. You ain't got to like me. My money talks.
But it's the
black people take your money and then tell you be quiet.
It's the pretending. You gotta put on the airs and the facades.
You gotta put on the airs of facades that you got us.
We ain't gotta play along though.
Guess what?
You done playing along?
We not playing. So, okay. Pick the right friends, fams. Pick the right friends. I'm just gonna tell you, cause it's like it's 20 to 2,000. 20 of y'all do straight, 2,000 us ain't. That's not good odds when you come outside. And I'm not saying that in any type of threatening manner. I'm saying you're going to put yourself in a position where you are opposite of your people, and they're going to embarrass you publicly. And it ain't gonna be. And God help it if it ain't her. Because if it ain't her and you've been playing us. So if your answer to black people is we got to be quiet when she come around, like she Debo.
She is.
She ain't Debo. I don't do the Debo. I don't do the Debo. If you can't answer what's in it for the black people, if that's a scary question, if that's an offensive question, guess what? Then I'm offended that you wouldn't answer it. Because if I ask a white person, guess what? They running to try and give us one. All you gotta do is look at. Don't make me play the tapes back. Only people telling black people to be quiet is black people. That's it. Everybody else is in an uproar around the whole city, holding people accountable. Our answer is, they straight.
But the power structure tells us to be quiet.
Man, new power structure. Like, fam, like, I'm just telling you, we're not continuing along this path. We ain't finna have another set of y'all got to get picked to get put over us. No, sir. No, sirree, Bob. Won't happen. Will not happen. And I ain't finna be outside. I ain't gonna be protesting. But like, for real, you know your status with black people, for real. Now, we know, you know, she don't know.
She know. She gotta pretend like she don't know.
Please.
In order to, I call it living in the matrix. If you want to participate in Illinois politics, for the most part, you gotta live in the matrix.
Well, call me Neo. Call me Neo. Around here telling people they gotta be quiet. She talking about she the destiny of Black Chicago, and we got to be quiet, but the black people got to be quiet.
Yeah, y'all better be quiet. What you mean?
Man.
Debo on the porch. You want your chain snatched? Yeah. Do you want your chain snatched, or is you gonna tuck your chain, man?
Ruthie, they've been trying to get me to tuck my chain since I've been in this mud.
Tell them you Craig, man. Tell them, man.
No, forget Craig, because Craig was having second thoughts. That's all right. I'll be Craig.
You just got knocked.
And Ruthie definitely smoking. And not the smoking, but just Ruthie. You can tell how animated.
You ain't got no job. What you talking about?
Animated.
Nah, man. It's like y'all running around here because y'all want. We back to this old photo op, like taking a selfie before you ask the question. If you taking selfies before you got to answer the what's in it for the black people, and you need to be able to articulate it. What's in it with her for the black people? Cause I ain't seen it. Oh, my bad. Invest Southwest. Look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Ruthie Moore, we done went a little bit over again. But this is the Mace Jackson Show. Every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people, right? So if you come around these parts, bringing your peoples, talking about you, nah. They ain't got no answer. You can still tell them. May said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette neck on that body.
With your name.
What is it?
Like
amazing,
like all the things with the word "maze" in it. You should try to find all those types of words and trademark them for yourself.
Look at me, I done messed up.
Not enough loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Barjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight.